change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I would never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant. Your radiant. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you?
Oh, yo. Let's go.
I've got no place to be alone, my friend.
Cut his wrist instead.
There's your answer. You You better save yourself or else nothing like success. Let's go. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Come on. You know I do. A denial. These are not my words. Tell me where am I? Most of the time, wet my face. Let's go. How we doing? Saturday night. Again. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh. Do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh. Anything like I need you. Oh, dude, RFK Jr. Dude, what a fucking clown that guy is. Dude. RFK Jr. Let's go! Here we go. Joe Rogan. Dude, let's hear Joe Rogan. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Joe Rogan can suck a fucking go right home. It's over. Oh, Joe Rogan can kiss my ass and take a seat. Oh, Joe Rogan and Theo Von can eat my ass and carry on. Joe Rogan can suck a fuck. Dude, Joe Rogan can kiss my ass, fuck right off, and taste my crack. Dude, it's the Joe Rogan song. Oh, Joe, oh, Rogie, oh, Joe Rogie, my big pierogi. Dude, Joe Rogan can suck a fuck. Dude, all right, we're gonna just listen to the intro of this song. You know why? Freedom. Come on! Joe Rogan is a fucking moron. Fucking idiot again. Oh, like the All right, dude.
The Joe Rogan song, the lyrics write themselves. Jesus. Dude, dude, Joe Rogan is the one with Tylenol dick in a sausage fest. Dude, what is Tylenol dick? I don't even want to know. But dude, dude, Rogan, though, the thing about him is like, like my dad used to describe people like Rogan. You know what I'm saying? And you know what he called them? He called them wind blowers. Okay? That's what he called them. Because like they will lean in whichever direction the wind blows. You know what I'm saying? Where like that they're like dudes that don't have any real firmly entrenched principles other than their own self-enrichment. So they basically go around just leaning in whatever direction that like benefits them. Always. You know what I'm saying? Where they don't have any like founding principles. There's no anchoring set of integrity. It's simply like, which way do I have to lean to get an immediate benefit? Right? And dude, my dad hated those kinds of guys. He did. He did not like them, dude, because, my dad was a bastard. Don't get me wrong. Okay? The guy was a bastard, but he had some basic integrity, right? And he taught me to have some basic integrity, too. That, your word is valued. You know what I'm saying? And holding people to their word is like really important. You know what I'm saying? And this is crazy because I know it's like difficult in politics because there's a lot of like politicking. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of politicking that goes on, right? In whatever, elections, narratives, things like that. But you can be politicky and participate in sort of political systems in the workplace or out in the world while still having integrity. You know what I mean? It is possible as long as you have like a basic set of values that you rely on in a cornerstone sort of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, let me just give you an example. One of them is around like truthfulness. Okay. So there can be all kinds of like politicking that goes on. It goes on wherever there's power, there's politics. You may go in the workplace, whatever. There's a political system of the boss, the managers, the owners, the whatever, who has power in the workplace. So you go in there, you get a job, and you participate in the workplace politics, finding out like who's in, who's out, who has the power, who doesn't. And you decide you want to work your way up inside that political system. You want to get up into upper management, which means now you're going to start building coalitions with people. You're going to start, like choosing sides, if you will, in the workplace in order to navigate your way up the corporate ladder. Because make no mistakes, guys, if you get a job, whether it's in a restaurant or a corporate environment, a retail store, the people who get promotions, they get promoted because of politics. They don't get promoted because of their work, okay? Your work does not get you promoted. Your talent at your job, it may help, right? It helps to be talented at your job, but it is like how you work the political system that determines who moves up the ladder. Now, you can still move up that political system with a sense of integrity, right? Like one of the things you can do is you can choose to be honest. You know what I mean? You can choose to be honest, or you can choose to be nothing but a game player, right? And somebody can be honest and still be political. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the way you do that is by not speaking out in certain instances. You know what I'm saying? By not, starting a fight that you don't need to start, right? Because not everything needs to be fought over. But the thing I don't like about Rogan is that, like, Rogan doesn't value honesty. You know what I mean? He doesn't value honesty. He doesn't have like a core set of, a cornerstone of beliefs, like none of it, I mean, like, even if he valued honesty, he would like challenge his guests' honesty. He would challenge, the conspiracy theorists' honesty. You know what I mean? I'm hard pressed to figure out what he values other than like stirring the pot, right? I think he values creating controversy because it creates money, You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting he has such a big platform. He doesn't respect the influence he has. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, that's true. He doesn't respect the power he has at all, right? That's another thing that is sort of, problematic. You know what I mean? Is like the taking responsibility for the amount of power you have, I think is like super important. And it's not even, it's something we can all do. You don't have to be Joe Rogan to do that. Like, I feel like the number one way that people fail in that regard is in parenting, right? Like a lot of parents don't realize how much power they have in the relationship with their kids. So they abuse the power they have in the parenting relationship, even if they're not like hitting their kids. You know what I'm saying? They just abuse the power they have with the way they exercise control, the way they diminish their children, the way they hold them under their power instead of like using their power to uplift and empower them. And I think learning to be responsible and have a sense of responsibility for the amount of power you have and how you wield it out in the world is like really, really important. It is. It's really, really fucking important. And I don't think Joe Rogan does that at all. You know what I mean? Like, he will bring on huge guests that have very controversial opinions, and he'll never hold them to account. You know what I mean? Like for instance, when I absolutely lost respect for him was when he had Trump on, okay? And he had Trump on, and Trump was there talking about the election and talking about how he had proof of the election, that proof of the election fraud and all this stuff. And Rogan was like, the court cases didn't work out. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I got this extra stuff. And he's like, God, you've got like 100 million followers on Twitter. Why wouldn't you put it out there, right? And in that moment, you could tell that Rogan knew. I mean, we all know, but Rogan knew Trump was lying. Rogan had asked him a series of questions that like made it very clear that Rogan knew Trump was lying. And then he backed off. He just let him out of it. And he just let him spout. And that was like, wow, that's when I realized this guy's actively dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Rogan is actually dangerous because he will, not only will he be uninformed, but he will actively know that what he's pushing is harmful and untrue. And he will allow it to be, spread by his platform anyway, and that's fucking crazy. Like, it's one thing to be uninformed and maybe bring somebody on that is bullshitting. right? But to know that what you're talking about and who you're talking to, like you've caught them in a lie and you're just going to pretend like you haven't just for the sake of letting them spread their lie on your massive platform. That's like deceitful. You know, it's beyond just being irresponsible. It's like absolutely deceitful. And then you see immediately, what did they do? What did all of those guys do? Andrew Schultz, Theo Vaughn, fucking Joe Rogan, they all did that. They sane-washed Trump. They made him cool. They vouched for him. They sat back and like, oh yeah, they did the whole, yeah, this really makes sense. You're so like conversational. You're just one of us. And then the minute he got elected, they're like, wow, I didn't know it was going to be this bad. This is really crazy, guys. I didn't vote for this. And it's like, you fucking sons of bitches, dude. You know what I'm saying? You sons of bitches. It's like you brought this on. You unleashed this on the world. And now you want to like wriggle out because you don't want to tarnish your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Dude, it is like, just, again, any way the wind blows, man. Dude, who says Canada is communist? Right? Rogan? Dude, do we have a clip of Rogan talking about Portland? I'll watch it. I'll see what he says. Dude, we're going to look at the frog. I want to start with the fucking SNL cold open, dude. Right? Let's start with something funny. Right? Because is this the whole thing? Yeah, it is. All right. It's only 2 minutes. All right. All right. All right. Well, let's go, dude. Dude, you know what's crazy? Is I can't believe that Tina Fey plays Kristi Noem. Like, I didn't even recognize her. Dude, I did not even recognize Tina Fey. I love Tina Fey. Let's go, baby. Dude, Stephen Miller is a cuck, bro. Dude, you ready? Let's watch this. Yeah, you know, universal healthcare works pretty much everywhere, boss. Right? It does. I mean, it works all over the world, right? Dude, yeah, the frog. Dude, the frog is classic. Dude, all right, you ready? Here we go, boss. Yeah, dude, she was so good. All right, I love Tina Fey, dude. I absolutely adore her. All right, here we go. Dude, she's so good. There we go. All right, you ready? All right, here we go. Here we go. That is funny, bro. Oh my God, dude. The supplements from the gas station daily. Dude, are you tough enough to be in the police or the army? No. Dude, oh my God. Dude, that's crazy. The first clip sets that up. Was there a clip before that? Right? Is there a clip before the open?
You say that the troops are there to...
Oh, man. That is good. Good shit, dude. Dude, the fucking... Like, Tina Fey is not even fucking, like, recognizable, bro. Right? It's going to be a good season. The full opening was 6 minutes long. All right. Let's see if we can find the original clip. Oh, yeah. Dude, the full clip. Everybody's just putting the 2-minute clip on. Go to SNL. All right. Happy birthday. Dude's comedy gold. I mean, this shit is fucking comedy gold. Yeah, they just have the 2-minute clip. The original is on YouTube. Yeah, no, I know the original is on YouTube, but if I watch the original on YouTube from SNL, we're going to get a fucking copy strike. So, right? We don't have the same flexibility we had over on the Twitch network, right? You can't watch stuff off SNL's YouTube or straight up like that without getting the old chop. You know what I mean? Dude, it starts with the scrolling text. Dude, I will watch it. I will watch it later. Oh, yeah. Dude, what's up, Keeler? How we doing? Dude, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. So, all right, dude, there's a couple things that we can fucking, like, dude, why is Woody Allen trending? Has he passed away? Oh, because of Diane Keaton? Dude, Diane Keaton was amazing. Woody Allen is a fucking, is a chump, bro. It's crazy how they still have hearings at that table after that staffer filmed. Dude, let me just tell you, Crygo, that staffer, that's not the first time somebody's had sex in that room, bro. You know what I mean? I would venture to guess like 30% of the Senate staff has had sex in that room. Right? You know what I mean? And that's not the only instance of gay sex in that room either. Right? Oh, Lord have mercy. Dude, did you see for the chopper crash? I don't want to make light of it, but the chopper crash, like, dude, my thing was live shot of the Trump presidency. Dude, that's what that was, doesn't it? As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God, dude. Right? I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, dude, that is like the Donald Trump presidency right there. That is the greatest metaphor for the Trump presidency I've ever seen, boss. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen, right? There it is, dude. That's what it feels like watching the Trump presidency. It's like, oh my God. Are they going to survive? Are we going to survive this? Dude, fucking crazy, bro. Huntington Beach, too, no less, right? That kind of shit doesn't really happen down there. Yeah, I saw it. I mean, it clipped the fucking palm trees. What was it doing, bro? Why was it by the palm trees? That's just so fucking stupid. Dude, have you seen this? Dude, Keith Edwards tweeted this. Watch this, dude. This is amazing. All right? This is fucking amazing, boss. I mean, it's an armless Donald Trump, but like, watch this shit, dude.
Walking, sir.
This is ridiculous. I was networking, that's all. Networking!
You've been advised of the charges. Let's not make it harder.
Charges for talking to some 6s and 7s?
You're under arrest for procurement. Walking, sir.
This is ridiculous. I was networking, that's all. Networking!
You've been advised of the charges. Let's not make it harder.
Charges for talking to some 6s and 7s?
You're under arrest for procurement. Walking, sir.
Dude! Oh shit, bro. I don't know, man. It feels real, doesn't it? I mean, I can't verify that that's actually Trump, but it feels like Donald Trump, doesn't it? Doesn't it just feel real? It really does, dude. To me, that it just feels real. Right? Like an Epstein painting. Oh, shit. Dude, to quote Joe Rogan, it has to be real, right? See, that's just it. Like Joe Rogan would have that on his show and be like, I'm not convinced that's AI. I'm not convinced that that's AI. Are you? I mean, they're telling me it's AI, but I'm not really convinced it's AI. I think he's just hiding his arms in the dress there. Right? Are we sure that's AI? Are we sure? Are you positive? Right? Oh, dude. Rogan would be like, that's really, really interesting. It really makes you think. Dude, that's crazy, bro. Times 64. Oh, shit. So somebody had a quote, a clip of Rogan. Hold on. Is this the Rogan clip about Portland? Jesus. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is Joe Rogan. What's really going on in Portland, Oregon?
Liberal person. You know what I think it's like?
What?
Like saying that you're a liberal.
Dude, why is he wearing a priest outfit? Is this AI? Dude, what the fuck is this, boss? Right? Dude, this is like an AI Joe Rogan. They're all wearing priest outfits. Come on. Dude, come on. They're not actually wearing priest outfits, right? Halloween costume. Dude, may not want to watch what? Dude, is this, what do we got here? It has something to do with the guest? Is he really, he's not really wearing a priest costume, is it? Is this like an AI creation of them? Are they actually wearing, the outfits are real? No way, dude. All right. Dude, it's real? All right, let's watch it. Let's see what Rogan has to say, dude.
That you're a liberal person. It's like?
What?
Like saying that you're a liberal person. Because I'm pretty liberal and you're pretty liberal.
Yeah.
In the greater spectrum, but
Yeah.
then you get lumped in with Antifa. Then you get lumped in with, you know, whatever, crazy LBGT issue of the day.
Yeah.
Dude, he says, I'm pretty liberal, and then he immediately follows it up about how you don't want to get lumped in with the crazy LGBTQ issue of the day. Like, what does he think liberal means, dude? What does liberal mean to this guy, to this clown, bro? Does liberal mean like he uses a lot of Vaseline before he fucking puts the plug in? Or what, right? He liberally applies Vaseline. The crazy LGBTQ issue of the day of like, you know, people being able to get health care or being able to exist without winsome, you know, without winsome fucking crazy trying to like get them killed or fired because, you know what I mean? Like that's, wow, that's something else.
In the greater spectrum, but
Yeah.
then you get lumped in with Antifa.
Then
you get lumped in with, you know, whatever, crazy LBGT issue of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and even Antifa doesn't want to be called liberal. Did you know that?
What do they know?
Well, Antifa is anti-capitalist. And that,
Dude, Antifa did they put out a statement? Hi, this is Antifa speaking. We no longer want to be referred to as liberal. You know what I mean? I mean, again, here we go. We now have guys sitting there. He's having a show where they're talking about Antifa's views on being liberal. Like, all right, I'm going to have a show about the cockroaches in the walls, and we're going to talk about how they feel about my current food scrap supply, right? And this is going to be a really intellectual dissertation on how my cockroaches feel about living in my kitchen, right?
That is not liberal. So that's the problem. Is like the terms are really muddy right now.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're looking at like Portland, the protesters in Portland.
Yeah, what exactly is going on in Portland? I'm trying not to pay attention.
Oh, well, what's happened is...
I know they've brought in the National Guard. Is that happening?
No.
Or
Yeah.
they tried to and they got blocked?
No, I think they have now. I think they're there. So what's happened is...
They got blocked.
They're in front of the ICE facility. There are ongoing protests at night. Now, I watch these streams, and I've been watching a self-professed fascist named Carlin, who drinks and basically roasts these live streams. But weirdly, she has apparently embedded herself with Antifa before, and so it's such a funny stream. 'Cause,
Believable.
like,
So they tolerate her?
oh no, not anymore. She like. No. She's like, I mean, I don't know if she's trolling or not, but on her stream, she's like, I am a fascist.
Right.
So she's proudly proclaiming she's a fascist. I don't know how much of that is trolling, how much of it is real, but
Dude, this is like watching two drunk guys try to explain someone's college fucking paper. You know what I mean? Like, I'm watching it and I'm just like, okay. He talks about Portland. Now this guy's talking about a fascist watching a live stream and, and misinformation. There's no National Guard. They couldn't get sent. They got overruled. He tried to send the Texas or California National Guard. That got overruled. Excuse me. There's no National Guard. Can I just tell you what I saw today, guys? That was pretty amazing. So I saw this flyer, okay? I got access to this flyer that said, hey, do you have a bunch of trash that needs to go to the dump? But you can't afford to go to the dump? Like, there's some people that are doing like free cleanups of Portland, okay? And you can bring anything, appliances, trash, garbage, yard debris, whatever, right? It was a huge flyer about like, for this week, like drop all your stuff off. And the drop off spot is 4310 McAdam. And so I looked at the address and I was like, dude, I totally recognize that address. So protesters have been putting flyers all over town advertising free trash dump off and putting the ICE facility's address on the flyers. So people that have appliances or trash and they want to get rid of it, they can't afford to go to the dump, they may show up at the ICE facility and it has instructions. You're going to see a blue line on the ground. Put it in the area behind the blue line. And I saw this and I was like, oh my God, see, that's good. Right? That is good. That's just going to potentially have hundreds of fucking citizens that are not Antifa. They might not even be liberal, right? You know what I'm saying? But they're just going to show up at fucking the address of the ICE facility with a bunch of fucking shit, right? And so it's like things like that are so crafty and so like well staked out. You know what I mean? And like, dude, I think that's actually like really good. Sorry, I'm having fucking window issues here. I think, dude, what is going on with my fucking window, bro? Why is it doing that, boss? Quit fucking around with me there. Fucking Windows 11. But yeah, dude, that's the type of creativity and protest that like conservatives can't come up with that shit. But dude, so that's what's going on. Okay. There's like protesting, but dude, now the conservatives would insist that that's like, ooh, Antifa has arranged that it's financed. Like, ooh, there's flyers. Like, bro, dude, I was in a band for years I had flyers for every show. I had signs. I had fucking posters I put up, you know, spray painted with 3M tacky stuff on telephone boxes all over LA. I mean, technically it was vandalism because you wouldn't be able to scrape that shit off in like 1,000 years. That shit would have to come off after like weeks from the weather, right? But none of that was funded. There wasn't an organization funding bands that did that. I mean, people have causes. They fund their causes. You know, that's just kind of how life rolls. But I think the irony about this shit is like how the actual side that is funded, okay, is fucking the actual side that is funded is the right-wing side. Like MAGA is funded. Dark money funded, Russian money funded, coordinated. They get issued talking points. They get issued like items and narratives to propagate. Okay, MAGA does. The right-wing influencers are all like paid astroturfed, creating like unitary narratives. Okay? And then they say, oh, the Democrats are funded by George Soros. But it's like, what are you even talking about? Dude, the Democrats aren't funded at all. That's part of the reason why the Republicans have such a fucking reach, you know? But these guys are literally like giving us the lowest common denominator bit of information about Portland. Like, I'm hard pressed. I bet we're going to watch this 5 minutes and we won't have any useful information about the actual Portland situation. Like even Joe Rogan said, I'm trying real hard to not pay attention to it. Oh, that's good. So why are you having something on your show that you're trying real hard to not pay attention to? Like, what does that even say, dude? I'm trying to be willfully ignorant. Dude, let's go, COD. Appreciate you too. Love your coverage, punk. Appreciate you. Let's go. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm trying to remain ignorant. So can you ignorantly get me up to speed on this thing I want to remain ignorant of? Dude, let's do a dance party goal, shall we? Let's see if we can kick it into high gear, boss. There we go. Dance party will go 1 hour. Dance party. Let's go, baby. There it is. 59 minutes, 55 seconds. Dude, let's go. All right, let's see what they come up with.
Conservatives who are drawn to her stream will say things like, these people are funded by George Soros. And it's the funniest thing because she gets so mad. And she's like, get off fucking Fox News. Stop watching that shit. It's all wrong. Do these people look funded? Do these people look like they have money? They're not funded. It's so, and I guess her bigger point is by saying these are funded agitators and not saying what they actually are, which is anti-capitalist revolutionaries, you dilute what's really happening. Because what's really happening, according to her, and I think a fair amount of people, is that the economy is so fucked. The middle class is diminishing so much. The cost of living is so high that this is the perfect soil you need if you wanted communism to grow anywhere. Because
Dude, communism to grow the perfect till the soil. What an idiot.
Some kid, you've been like glued to Reddit or TikTok.
Dude, this guy doesn't even know what fucking communism is, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Every time I see somebody who talks about communism, you know that they don't even know what communism is. To them, everybody on TikTok who doesn't like capitalism, who doesn't like going to work every day for shit with no health care while some rich fucker snorts cocaine off the tits of a hooker on a yacht, right? Everybody who doesn't like that capitalist bargain is a communist. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to work for 20 years so you can buy 2 yachts and I end up with a broken back and medical debt. Like, fuck you. That doesn't make me a communist. That makes me not a goddamn moron. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but anybody who like, you know, anybody who resists the system of allowing rich fuckers to hoard all the resources while the rest of us get shit is labeled a communist. You know what I mean? I'm a communist because I want to have health care and education. Dude, Martine, let's go. Let's go. Oh, I'm a communist because I have a animation that thumps Elon Musk. Dude, yeah, they don't even know what this shit means.
Getting your fucking amygdala jerked off on by the devil. You're just filled with like unease.
Dude, what the fuck?
That this is the
Hold
people.
On. I'm gonna let this guy roll.
According to her, you dying saying these are funded agitators and not saying what.
Dude, first off, who is this guy right here? Oh, Duncan Trussell. Who the fuck is Duncan Trussell? Hold on. I want to see who this guy is. Dude, did you see that? You're getting your amygdala fucking jerked off? Dude, he's an actor and a stand-up comic, right? The Duncan Trussell Family Hour. Is he a religious guy? Dude, he looks like a fucking hillbilly, bro. All right? He was on Fuel TV's Stupid Face. Jesus. Right? He has the Duncan Trussell Family Hour, and his guests are fucking, you know, like all weirdos, all right-wing fucking whores, right? Every one of his guests is like a right-wing whore. Dude. He's got testy. He had testy cancer. All right, well, I'm sorry to hear about that, Duncan Trussell, right? But this guy, like, you know what's funny? Is this guy is like a nobody. This guy has a career because of Joe Rogan. Doesn't he? Right? I feel like he has a career because of Joe Rogan. That's it. He's like friends with Joe Rogan, so he has a career. But already you can tell that this guy shouldn't have a career. He wouldn't have a career if he wasn't buddies with Joe Rogan. He's like all the hangers-on with like Logan and Jake Paul, right? How all their friends become these personalities, even though none of them do anything. They don't have any skills. They don't fucking do anything. But if they write a book, Logan Paul will get it published. If they fucking make a TV show, Jake Paul will get it on TV. Right? Because they're all tied into the Dana White fame circuit. But they actually don't provide any value. It's like you just got to be friends with some 100 mil jerk, okay, who can like pull your ass in and then you get a job, right? It's DEI when you think about it, but it's like their version of DEI, the didn't earn it DEI. Because this guy, I look at this guy, and, you know, when I look at him, I think, what should this guy be doing? Like, I don't know, playing an Amish guy in a fucking off-Broadway play, right? You know what I mean? Being an auto mechanic, I don't know, lumberjack. I can think of any number of fucking jobs for this guy, dude. Oh, shit, bro. All right, here we go. Now, Duncan Trussell, the Amish fucking house builder, is going to school us all about communism. Get ready. Oh, shit, here we go.
They actually are, which is anti-capitalist revolutionaries.
Ooh.
You dilute what's really happening. Because what's really happening, according to her, and I think a fair amount of people, is that the economy is so fucked. The middle class is diminishing so much. The cost of living is so high that this is the perfect soil you need if you wanted communism to grow anywhere.
Oh.
Because you're some kid, you've been like glued to Reddit or TikTok, you've been getting your fucking amygdala jerked off on by the devil. You're just filled with devil. Like unease. You've watched assassinations, attempted assassinations, the banking crisis, all of it. And it's like, then you like some Marxist theorist starts telling you a little bit about like
dismantling capitalism.
Yeah, about, hey man, you could work and maybe keep some of the proceeds of your work. That Marxist guy said, no, you Yeah, you could work all day and actually be part owner of the company. Like, oh, shit.
You got it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know, man. Back when I was in liberal arts school, if shit was the way it was, and especially if it was like some hot goth girl started talking to me a little bit about dismantling capitalism, I think I would be like, yeah, let's dismantle. But so that's what you're seeing there.
Dude, narrator, no hot goth girls ever hung out with this clown, okay? hot goth girls don't hang out with fucking weird fucking broy bros, right? Dude, this guy's not nearly feminine enough to be hanging out with the hot goth girls. Dude, this guy, please, what is he talking about?
The breakdown of it is that the Democrats and Republicans, what they have in common is they believe in private property, and they believe the power of the state should be used to protect private property. And so anti-capitalists, as communists, they think that that's just fucked up. Essentially, the breakdown of it, as far as I could tell, sorry all the communists out there.
Dude, what is this guy's analysis is like hard hitting, right? Dude, this guy is a fucking dumb shit, bro.
That's just fucked up. Essentially, the breakdown of it, as far as I could tell, sorry all the communists out there. I'm going to ruin Marxism. I'm saying it's very complex, you know, but from what I understand, the idea is this. You have a bunch of money. You buy a factory. You hire someone to run the factory. You get a bunch of workers to go into the factory. The workers are the ones who are making money for you. They're the ones who are skilled. You just knew what number to call. Got yourself a factory, got yourself managers for the factory. You are now going to take a huge cut of the profit, and the workers are not going to get very much at all. And Karl Marx, as I understand it, was saying that's bullshit.
Dude, what the fuck did we just watch, bro? Like, dude, dude, oh my God, dude. That was like capitalism for the, right? That was like Marxism education for the brain dead. Oh, Lord, dude. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we're missing something because obviously there was going to be more to that, but like, wow. See, this is what's hard though, guys, is, you know what I'm saying? This is what's fucking hard is that these guys, okay, these fucking dudes are like, they are looked up to by a bunch of young people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are young people who, in lieu of being informed, like some people don't want to do the work of going out and grabbing all the different information. So you find a content creator that goes out and brings you information. And then you find a number of content creators that you connect with that then distill the world down for you. Okay? This is absolutely, it's what people do. Now, we used to do it with like the news, and then there would be, you know, Dateline and Inside Edition and, you know, TMZ and right. And so you could watch Dateline and 60 Minutes and the news and Inside Edition and That's Incredible and, you know, Jerry Springer and what have you. And you would get a whole bunch of different segments of the world, right? But now this guy is like he considers himself, I think, to be an aggregator of all kinds of information, right? Political punk. Now you have political punk. You didn't have that, you know, back in the day. But so what's crazy about this, though, is like Joe Rogan, I think he considers himself, he behaves like he's like a one-stop shop for politics and culture and science and medical and technology and, you know, music and arts and world events and culture, right? He's supposed to be like a one-stop shop for this thing. But like, dude, the people he's bringing on are just like his buddies, you know? I mean, I like what Oregon Valley Girl says there. Like they're cosplaying like information sources, you know? Like, for example, if you wanted to talk about like Antifa, right? You could do some research on Antifa. You could talk to some protesters in Portland. You could find people that are called Antifa and you could bring them on to talk about what they do. And you could explore this concept of Antifa and like when Trump started using the word, is it really real? Like you could look and have some type of informed discussion to sort of look at the term Antifa and what it means here in America. But what Joe Rogan will do is Joe Rogan will just bring on one of his buddies and be like, tell me about Antifa. And his buddy will be like, well, you know, I was at the strip club the other night and there was this dude there who said he used to work for Antifa. And he like told me like, man, you know, they actually like they put chemicals in the water and they're trying to manipulate the people in Portland to be more liberal. Right? And this guy, like, I think he was pretty legit, man. You know, right? And then, yes, they just wing it. Okay? And then Joe Rogan's like, wow, that's really crazy. I think I've heard something about that. And he's like, yeah, man. And then I went on TikTok and everybody there was like trying to sell kids communism. And then it was like, oh yeah, the guy from the strip club, the Antifa guy told me that communism is like their gateway to Antifa. But Antifa is like the real destination, man. And Joe's like, wow, that's heavy, man. That's like, I'm really worried about these kids. And like, dude, that's a fucking Joe Rogan episode, dude. It's like two guys that have no clue, no qualifications. They've done no research and they just show up with you know what I heard the other day? I mean, they're like a walking Reddit channel, dude. They are. He even talked about these kids experiencing Reddit. But like Joe Rogan is like Reddit brain, okay? Where it's like, you know what I heard? Let me tell you what I heard. I heard that they were like putting like paper eating fucking, you know, rodents in ballot boxes, right? That's what I heard. That's the new strategy is they go to Republican areas and they put paper eating rodents in the ballot box. And Joe Rogan's like, wow, man, that's really interesting, bro. Yeah. Where'd you hear that? In the parking lot of Denny's, dude, last night at 3 a.m. I mean, I was pretty drunk, so I'm not exactly sure if it was like rodents or if it wasn't. Right, dude? You know what I mean? Like, that's the level of fucking, of like, intellectual capacity that's going on. Bro. Oh, shit, dude. Yeah, what is with the circumcision and the autism? I'm serious, dude. We just watched like 20 minutes of Joe Rogan, and I feel like dumber. I'm serious. Dude, I feel dumber, bro. So yeah, all right, it's good to know. It's good to know we got these crack guys on the case, bro. All right. So moving on, dude. Dude, we got to get to our top story tonight. So you remember, this is interesting, okay? All right. So there is, you remember the Andrew Loney, right? So there was a book by Andrew Loney. Okay. He wrote a book about that mentioned Melania Trump, right? It was a book about Prince Andrew. Okay, remember? What was the book? The Rise and Fall of the House of York. Okay? Dude, we saw this. We remember this? I'm sure you remember this. All right. This was Michael Wolff was talking about this book. Okay. Now this is the guy. He was the historical writer. He was writing about Prince Andrew. Right. And, you know, obviously Prince Andrew was deeply connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. And he talked about when Epstein met Prince Andrew and their connections. Okay. The Prince Andrew and the Epstein connections. Now, part of this book, okay, The Rise and Fall of the House of York, had some talk about Melania Trump. Okay. Right. And in it was the claim after these interviews that Andrew Loney had said that Melania Trump was introduced to Donald Trump by Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, that she had known Epstein prior. Okay, she had known Epstein prior to knowing the Donald. And that it was Epstein who brought them together. Now, there is also some talk of the other guy who actually introduced them. Hold on. It's the Italian guy. What's his name? Zampoli. Okay. Paolo Zampoli. Okay. Now, so here's the deal. Okay. I think it's entirely plausible that all of this is true, right? You know what I mean? That like Melania Trump knew Epstein and may have been in his circle in some way, right? That brings her into an environment where now Trump is in there because Trump knows Epstein. And maybe it was Zampoli that actually brought them together at that party, but that like, if it wasn't for the connection to Epstein, she would have never crossed paths with Trump. I don't know, but you know, Michael Wolff is not the only person to allude to this. There have been a lot of people over the years that have said that Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were connected long before Donald Trump was. Now, there's a lot of lies around how these people know each other to begin with. Like, for example, fucking Ghislaine Maxwell. It was commonly thought that Ghislaine Maxwell met Jeffrey Epstein, met Trump through Epstein. But if you really look at the facts, Epstein met Trump because of Ghislaine Maxwell, right? Dude, JT, let's go. All right, guys, we got 38 minutes and we need 13 more just to check in. 13 more, 38 minutes. We're going to get that dance party going. But so regardless, though, okay, Andrew Loney wrote this book produced by HarperCollins, okay, and it was about fucking Prince Andrew, and there was a mention in there that Jeffrey Epstein had introduced Trump to Melania, okay? Okay, that was the fucking the mention, all right? Here, let's see. But here's where it gets crazy, guys. Okay, is this caused a shitstorm? Okay, this caused a shitstorm. God damn, dude, look at her, dude. She looks craven, bro. Doesn't she? Doesn't she look like Dude, it's hard for me to look at her, man. She looks like she's gonna like bite the heads off of small children, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, it's really fucking problematic. But yeah, I don't care. Do you? You know what I'm saying? But dude, actually, you, I don't know who you're talking about, but you don't know me from West Hollywood in 2000. I didn't live in California in 2000, boss. But you might be confusing me with someone else. But I'm glad you're here, boss. We fucking appreciate you. But I wasn't living in California back then, though. Dude, Pinky, let's go. Annie up, let's dance. Right? Maybe it was somebody who looked like me. But let's go, baby. We're glad you're here, though. But anyway, doesn't she look craven? Dude, she looks fucking craven, bro. Like, all right. But anyway, so Andrew Loney writes the book, says Melania was introduced by Jeffrey Epstein. The shit hits the fan. Melania went on a bender. Remember, she talked to James Carville. Okay, remember? Dude, right? Carville had a YouTube video. Okay, this was back in fucking August. Carville had made a YouTube video, had a podcast where he talked about this, and she flipped. Her lawyers sent him a letter. They threatened him with a lawsuit, and he pulled the YouTube video, and then he said, oh, you know, I mistakenly mentioned this shit about Melania. Okay, so she went after Carville. He pulls the video. Then Hunter Biden, remember? Hunter Biden repeated Michael Wolff's claims about this. Michael Wolff talked about the Andrew Loney book. Michael Wolff talked about this. Hunter Biden talked about it on that podcast. And remember, she threatened him with like a $5 billion lawsuit or something. And Hunter Biden was like, fuck you, boss. Right? Oh, let's find that clip, dude. That is amazing. And of course, nothing has happened from her, right? But dude, he was just repeating secondhand information, right? Here it was. Here it was.
Fact of the matter is that, you know, I don't think that these threats of a lawsuit are add up to anything other than a design distraction, because it's not about who introduced whom to who. I don't know how that's in any way rises to the level of defamation to begin with, but the fact of the matter is that this is about hundreds, if not over 1,000 minors, children, who
being terrorized,
were raped by Jeffrey Epstein. And I don't believe in guilt by association alone, but the connections have become they're so glaringly obvious that I think they're trying to use other things to distract. And I also think they're bullies, and they think that $1 billion is going to scare me.
Very bullies.
Which is, the fact of the matter is that if they'd like to go, I have this to say to them. If they want to sit down for a deposition and clarify the nature of the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein, if the president and the first lady want to do that, and all of the known associates around them at the time, whatever time that they met, I'm more than happy to provide them the platform to be able to do it.
Dude, see, there we go. That is some brashness, right? Because the thing about that is there's something very fucking strange, okay? There's something very fucking strange, guys, about the fact that, like, why is she kicking up dust over this? You know what I'm saying? When you think about it, right? You know what I mean? Like, think about this. Somebody says, oh, Melania was introduced to Trump through Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, fine. it becomes something that stirs around in the drama mill for a while. Some videos get made, yada, 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 whatever people conjecture. And then on it goes. But I feel like Melania latching onto this item and threatening people with $1 billion, $10 billion lawsuits, take down your video. She's like Streisand affected this thing. She has made this thing where now it is a way bigger like focus for everybody simply because of her reaction. Okay? Like her reaction is really bizarre of all the things she could care about in the world, right? And so Nameless here, I'm going to delete that because I keep seeing you like do that. I don't really like using the word whore attached to fucking women because like even if women are having sex for money, there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's a totally like legitimate career, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sex work is legitimate work. Okay. I'm never going to diss anybody for doing sex work. You know, I don't see anything wrong with sex work. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, I mean, I do use the term whore, but I like don't apply it to like women who do sex work. I use the term whore and apply it to fucking people who sell their fucking principles for money, right? Dude, let's go squall. I know it may not be grammatically correct. Did you hear what happened to convicted Ian Watkins? Here's hoping every last Epstein client joins him real soon. I did not. You're gonna have to cue me in. But just so you know, I'm deleting that comment. I don't like to refer to women sex workers negatively because I fucking respect women's right to do sex work and I find it a legitimate fucking like job. I do. I love female sex workers, dude. I do. I think they're a powerful bunch. But all right, that's just my personal thing. But anyway, back to Melania, and you know, exploitation is the problem, but it's not just a sex work problem. Okay, exploitation affects actors, sex work, fucking, you know, all workers. You know what I'm saying? Exploitation is like, dude, if you work at fucking McDonald's, you are suffering as much, you know, I mean, you might not be human trafficked like they are in these fucking things, but even that, if you look at the exploitation, the trafficking in sex work, it's because of it being illegal, right? Because it's kept illegal, so those women are exploited and abused. If it was legal and they had unions and they had representation and they were able to band together, I mean, what's crazy about it is if you go, I don't know how many sex workers you know, but if you go and you look in a city where there's like clubs, like here in Portland, we have a lot of sex clubs. So there's a lot of strippers. And then Portland is a home for traveling strippers that come and do appearances here. But the girls in town are like, man, they have a network, dude. They have a network of like the clubs, the owners, the people that hang out in the clubs, who's dangerous, who's not, who's safe, who's like, you know, like tries to ply them with drugs. I mean, they're very organized and very like conscientious about keeping each other safe. You know, it's really impressive, man, how invested they are in like taking care of one another. And like, dude, I wish they could unionize. They deserve it. They would be like a really powerful union, you know. But anyway, Melania's reaction to this has been really weird. Okay, she's threatening Hunter Biden with the lawsuit. She threatened Carville with the lawsuit. But here's the latest go around. Okay, this is just a couple days ago. Now, granted, guys, look at this. This is a right-wing paper that wrote this article. This is the Washington Examiner. Okay, it says, Melania Trump continues to refute ties to Epstein as publisher removes allegations from the book. So what she did was she went after HarperCollins, the publisher, and she got HarperCollins to like put a little, you know, sort of a retraction out there they didn't deny the claim. They did not deny. This is very important. HarperCollins did not say, you know, this claim wasn't true. What HarperCollins said was, this claim was unverified. And because it was unverified, we're removing it from the books. So they removed the sentence that says that Epstein introduced Melania to Trump. And then they issued a statement that said, this claim was unverified and we're sorry for putting an unverified claim out. Now, they did it because, of course, Melania and Trump are threatening like the full weight of the government, okay? That is kind of what's happening. The same shit they did to Columbia, they tried to do to the state of Maine, they're trying to do to Harvard, they're doing to ABC and CBS, right? They're trying to do to Portland. They're trying to leverage the threats, right? Like you do what we say, or we're going to throw the full weight of the US government legal fucking department at you. But First Lady Melania Trump received another apology over what she says are false allegations linking her to convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. HarperCollins UK recently published a book by Andrew Lowney entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York. We have, in consultation with the author, removed several passages of the book that reference unverified claims about the First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump. Publisher HarperCollins UK wrote in a statement, these passages allege that Epstein introduced Melania to President Donald Trump, her future husband, in 1998. She has responded to these allegations and others with demands to stop spreading misinformation. Lowney wrote the book as a biography of Prince Andrew, and Andrew has a storied history with Epstein. His name appears multiple times in the flight logs. Lowney is a renowned biographer and is the president of the Biographers Club. He also sits on the board of Biographers International Organization. Now, it should be noted, guys, that Andrew Lowney is not known as like a fucking, like a tale teller, okay? There are some biographers out there that do biographies of dead stars, okay? And right, like John Lennon will die, and they'll go out there and they'll do really racy and lurid biographies that make a whole bunch of claims. Andrew Lowney's not one of those guys. Okay, this guy is like well respected. He is well respected in like research circles, and you know what I mean? He's definitely more of an academic. He's more of like a historian than he is like a gossipy type guy, okay? So that I think is really interesting because there's a guy, what's the guy? I think his name is Goldman. Albert Goldman, okay? This guy, okay? Right? So Albert Goldman is a dude who does biographies, okay? But Albert Goldman's biographies are usually pretty lurid, okay? You know what I'm saying? And like he did a book about like John Lennon. So Albert Goldman is one of these guys who was like a magazine writer, okay? He was kind of like a magazine gossip columnist kind of guy who started writing biographies, but he always writes about people who are dead, okay? That's his shtick. Albert Goldman wrote about people who were dead, and then he would write these really racy fucking biographies of them where he would always have like really controversial shit in there. And then the thing about this though, guys, is I don't know if you remember when we were talking about this, there's a loophole in American defamation law, okay? And the TPUSA people are going to encounter this, where you can defame a dead person and you can't be sued, okay? Like Charlie Kirk is dead. I could write a book about Charlie Kirk right now, and I could make claims about Charlie Kirk. I could fucking make him hanging out with transgender prostitutes and like embezzling money from TPUSA in that biography, and TPUSA and Erika Kirk, they could not sue me. As long as I didn't make any slanderous claims about her, you can't sue somebody for defaming the dead, okay? Right? They have to be living. So this is how Albert Goldman, right? And I mean, it does make sense because obviously, you know, your life, if you know somebody and they die, you try to sue on their behalf, it's all hearsay. But so Albert Goldman would write these really lurid, controversial biographies about dead people because he couldn't be sued, right? And I've read some of his work, and some of it is like, it's pretty racy. Dude, his John Lennon stories, but he was a good writer, and he would set up this like idea of these people that was like entertaining to get into. But my point, the reason why I'm going down the Albert Goldman rabbit hole here is that Andrew Loney is not an Albert Goldman. Okay, Andrew Loney wrote this book about Prince Andrew, who's still very much alive. He's a historian, he's an academic. He is not a guy who is out there like making up a bunch of gossipy Jerry Springer-like stories. So it's real interesting that he's the writer. Now, I get how they're pulling these like words because they don't want the US government fucking suing them, or one of those law firms that decided to give Trump $15 million of pro bono, right? They don't want one of those white shoe law firms fucking making their lives miserable for the next 10 years. So they're going to relent. But so here's what it says, though. Copies of the book that include those references are being permanently removed from distribution. So not only, guys, did they issue this little statement, but they're actually pulling the books. Dude, let's go, Elf. The only reason you don't like adult actors is because there's grape and smothered crazy stories, but I've never inside of that stuff. Yeah, well, dude. Yeah, no, I hear you, boss. Dude. But I mean, not to blow your mind, but if the thing is like, there is definitely grape and other crazy stories about adult actors, but dude, there's that shit in the corporate world. There's that shit in the film world. Like, I mean, that's just it, guys. People think because adult actors do sex that there's like more sex crimes, but I bet you there's actually less sex crimes in some of the adult circles than there are in the non-adult circles. You know what I mean? The SA is just a real problem wherever women are working in high power environments. But yeah, no, it's usually dates or bosses or work associates. It's fucked up. But there's a lot of dirty people in the adult industry. Don't get me wrong. There definitely are. I think because it's an underground industry, it gets a lot of like gnarly people into it. Oh my God, the music scene is terrible, man. But yeah, man, I feel you, boss. You got to stick where you're comfortable. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes. We need 10 in 20, guys. All right, if we're going to get that dance party, just an FYI. Thank you, Elf. Dude, it's good to see you back, boss. But we 10 and 20, guys. All right, if we want a dance party, let's make it happen. But so, dude, they're pulling the books, okay? HarperCollins is actually pulling the books that have those statements. According to Loney's website, Rise and Fall of the House of York immediately shot to number one, was number one overall on the Sunday Times bestseller list, number one bestseller on Amazon. Okay. And, dude, Sir Sled, let's go, baby. The military is an SA hub and their own legal system protects these POS of the chain of command. Canadian military is still purging them. Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, the military is bad. Trumpy! Oh, Trumpy! Dude. Oh, all right. 18 minutes, guys. Let's do this. But, so, this is crazy. Okay? So, she she shared a statement on her Twitter account on Tuesday. HarperCollins follows the Daily Beast and Democratic commentator James Carville in issuing apologies for repeating the claim that Epstein was tied to the Trump's meeting. Hunter Biden, however, has refused to back down on the claim. Fuck that, he said when asked if he would like to apologize. That's not going to happen. According to Nick Clemens, the communications director for the First Lady, her attorneys are still pursuing apologies. First Lady Melania Trump's attorneys are actively ensuring immediate retractions and apologies by those who spread malicious, defamatory falsehoods, Clemens said in a statement to the Washington Examiner. The true account of how First Lady met President Trump is in her best-selling book, Melania. Oh, yeah, I bet that's a real barn burner, right? Trump has reiterated that he and the First Lady were introduced to each other by a friend at a party in New York City, but it was not Epstein. Trump echoed his wife's statement, insisting Jeffrey Epstein had nothing to do with Melania and introducing us, claimed the allegations were an effort to make up stories. All right, now again, dude, Sam, let's go. Communist snow puppies. Dude, but again, Trump said this, all the Epstein shit was a hoax, okay? Dude, cats are people, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Holy shit, we're already up to 7. All right, 8 more, guys. 8 more and 16. Dude, isn't that crazy? Now, here's the thing that's so interesting about it is what do you think her malfunction is? Okay? Why do you think she has such a malfunction about this particular detail? Because like Sarah said, there's plenty of pictures of them together. There's pictures of her hanging out with Epstein and Prince Andrew and fucking Gwendolyn Beck, the renowned like wife swap person. So they obviously knew each other and were all in the same circles. But this idea that Epstein introduced her is so, like crazy outrageous. Now, I like Hunter Biden's angle on this because his angle is real simple. Like, oh, okay, you want to sue me? Then yeah, let's go into discovery, right? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Because what's ironic about it is the thing that's really crazy about this is how I don't feel like Melania Trump even has a defamation angle, okay? Because, for example, right, all I have to do is say, like, Andrew Loney said that Melania was introduced by Epstein to Trump. That's what Andrew Loney said. That's what he discovered in his research. I can say that all day long. Right? She can't sue me for defamation. It's not even my claim. I'm just repeating Andrew Loney's claim, right? And I can even say, wow, that kind of makes sense to me, right? Yeah, I could see that. She can't sue me for defamation. I've not made any claims, right? I've repeated something I heard, and then I've conjectured that it sounds plausible. But the crazy thing about defamation is defamation implies that I'm spreading a claim, and not only am I spreading a claim, but she's been harmed by it. Okay? Like she would have to prove that she's lost something or been financially damaged by my claim, right? Dude, it's fucking ridiculous, And I love that Hunter Biden is like, fuck that, let's go do some depositions. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's what's crazy, though, guys, is the one person who never gets threatened is Michael Wolff. Isn't that weird? Yeah, Michael Wolff has never been so much as threatened. And yes, oh, yes, you're right, Krygo. Absolutely. There is that, too, that you have to have been known the thing was wrong. But isn't it wild? Michael Wolff has never even been threatened with a suit. Elf, LFG, baby, let's go. Let's go, baby, let's go. All right, dude, 7 more, guys. 7 more, and we got 12 minutes. Yeah, dude, Wolf. Now this is just another reason, guys, why I say that, like, dude, I'm pretty sure these claims are fairly accurate. Okay, because you know why I know they're fairly accurate is because they're not suing Michael Wolff. And Michael Wolff is talking about the photos that were in the safe. He's talking about Trump's behavior. Martine, come on, let's go. You know what I mean? He's talking about the photos. He's talking about Trump in compromising positions with young girls. He's talking about Epstein fearing for his life related to Trump, making claims about Melania, all kinds of shit, and he doesn't get threatened with anything. This guy goes everywhere. So that's how you know that they're literally just picking on like low-hanging fruit. Okay? They're picking on low-hanging fruit. Big Bold, let's go. Thumbs up to you. You know what I mean? So, but the publisher, though, HarperCollins, issued an apology. All right? They have pulled the books. Dude, Finding Your 40, it's all about the visas, baby. Let's go. Dude, Finding Your 40, what currency is AED? I love it. I love these currencies. What is that? What currency is AED? I don't even know what that is, dude. I love it, though. Good. So here's what she's done. Okay, dude, Pinky Parker, let's go. Doubling down, let's go. We are doubling down. Oh! Dude, there we go. 12 out of 15, dude. We're only 3 away. Dude, how did we get to 12 so fast? Holy shit, that happens fast. Just a minute ago, we had like 7, right? Excuse me. Dude, yeah. Wolf is deep in the ecosystem and they will come after him. Yeah, I find it interesting because look at Melania's reign of terror here. Okay? Released on August 14th, September, October, November, September, October. So it's 2 months, almost to the day, dude. So 2 months ago, the book comes out. Dude, Elf, let's go, baby. Lucky 13. Oh! So, dude, Scruffles Tube, what a great name, dude. 14. So, the book comes out 2 months ago, all right? And an early version of the book suggested Epstein facilitated Trump meeting with then businessman, facilitated Melania meeting with President Trump. Okay, the early version did not suggest she knew of any illegal activity. So there wasn't even that. Okay, there wasn't even a suggestion. Crygo, let's go, baby. Dude, those buttons, I keep fucking that shit up, bro. Dude, did we find out what AED means? Oh, I guess I could find it. Oh, all right. It's from the Emirates, UAE. All right, let's go. Dude, finding me. Let's go. Dubai here. Let's go, boss. Appreciate you. Oh, and there it is, dude. Dubai takes us across the finish line. So we got a dance party coming up. Did you tell me? You told me, Jen. I didn't see it. The chat was going by too fast. Dude, it's crazy. Can I just take a sidebar here for a minute, guys? Because so today I released a video a couple of hours ago that was like doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Not like it was like a 2 of 10. Okay. And in the first hour, it got like 2,000 views. Okay. And you know what's crazy, guys? Is 1 year ago, okay, 1 year ago, right? 1 year ago, guys, we had like 3,000 subscribers. Okay. 3,000 1 year ago. And I would make a video like I make now, and it would get a really good video would get like 1,000 or 2,000 views. And now the videos get that amount of views in like an hour, right? Sometimes faster, but 1,000 an hour, you know, in the first hour is like a pretty decent video. Isn't that wild? It's like so much has changed in 1 year, guys. It's crazy. Like, you know, I can't even believe that it's only been a year. You know what I mean? I can't believe that it's only been a fucking year, boss. It's pretty wild, dude. But I'm super thankful that like it's going this well. It's just wild, you know, because I was so excited a year ago when a video would get like 1,000 views. I was like, yes, right? And now if I have a video that gets 1,000 views, I'm like crying. I'm like, oh my God, I suck. Right? Right? Oh shit. Dude, let's go. Keep on keeping on. We will. We will. I am definitely out there spreading mischief on the social media for sure. Right? But dude, yeah, this is wild. So in 2 months, okay, the book comes out in August. They make the claims, right? They fucking, you know, Michael Wolff has been yapping about this too. Okay, he's been yapping about it for a lot. But look at what she has done, dude. She, in August, right away, she went after James Carville. Okay, he took down a video. Okay, then, and so, right? So she pressured James Carville. Okay, took down the video. He issued a retraction. Okay, she threatened Hunter with $1 billion lawsuit. And Hunter just repeated Andrew Loney's claims. Okay, or Michael Wolff's claims. But she threatened Hunter with $1 billion lawsuit. He hasn't done shit. Okay, right? And then she now has pressured HarperCollins to issue an apology and retract the books. So she's still on a tear. But dude, I think there's something going on, boss. You know what I'm saying? Right? I mean, you remember her jacket? Her jacket said, "I don't really care, do you?" But like, dude, she appears to fucking care. Yeah, so Misha, if she sued, I think here's what I think would happen. I think Hunter could depose her. He could depose Trump. He could depose Michael Cohen, Dershowitz. Like Zampoli. He could probably go back and depose a lot of people connected to that shit. You know what I'm saying? He could depose a lot of fucking people, right? It would be very, very interesting to see what would happen, you know? HarperCollins? No, I don't think so. All right. I mean, Ghislaine's father. No, I believe he owned a tabloid, right? What did he own? He owned, what was it? It was Pergamon, right? It was academic stuff, right? Pergamon Press. See, I thought he had a tabloid. So he had, it was a publishing house that did scientific and medical journals. Oh, it was the Mirror Group. That's what it was. No, it was the Mirror Group was what it was. This was the thing, because I knew he had the tabloids, and it was the Daily Mirror, okay? It was the Mirror Group, which is like the Daily Mirror is like the National Enquirer, okay? Daily Mirror. I mean, look at these papers. You ready? Just look at the paper as I click over them. The Daily Mirror, Rod on his beheading stunt. I'm so sorry, right? Like the Daily Express, is Germans declare war on our lira. Free umbrella for every reader. Dude, the Sunday Express and the Daily Star. That's what it was. The Mirror Group. Oh, shit, dude. They're all like super tabloidy, right? Oh, isn't that funny? I mean, that shit is crazy. So, yeah. So he had Pergamon. He started with medical and scientific books. And then he went into the what was this? It was a British media business, the British Printing Corporation. What did it even do? Did it make books? Oh, it was magazines. Okay. So I think his company was like a company that owned companies that owned magazines. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Right? But yeah, the Mirror Group. So yeah, no, HarperCollins is a legitimate fucking publisher. I feel like Maxwell was like he was fucking trashy. You know what I'm saying? Mirror Group, and then Macmillan. What was Macmillan Publishers? So Macmillan. Oh, interesting. So Macmillan though was one of the big five, right? So with Penguin Random House, Hachette, HarperCollins, Simon & Schuster, and I guess his publishing company, his book publishing company was actually like legit. All right. Traditionally considered to be one of the big five. That I didn't know that. But all right, there you go. Excuse me. So when did he buy it? I think he bought most of these, though. Right? Did he have influence on scientific research? I mean, that's just it with him. Like, other than Pergamon, he didn't like, he was just another one of these guys that, he reminds me a little bit of Elon, okay? Whereas, like, Robert Maxwell co-founded that original Pergamon, but then he just bought shit, okay? He bought shit. And ultimately what they found out too is he fucking stole everybody's money. He bought a bunch of companies that had a wide swath of employees, and then he looted all their pensions, right? He was embezzling all their pension money. And then he, mysteriously fell off his boat. Right? Oh, he fell off the boat. And then they discovered that all of the companies he bought, he had ruined everybody's lives, And I mean, Elon did the same thing, dude. He bought Tesla, bought into Tesla, and then he forced the original owners out. I think he did found SpaceX, but Elon has traditionally just used his money to take other people's shit and then, systematically like ruin it or launder money. Like even with Tesla, I think Tesla is a mirage. Okay. Like if you look at Elon's business model, okay, he has SpaceX, which is on welfare. Okay. His Elon's SpaceX is funded by the government. Okay. It's billions of dollars in contracts from the US government. So he's just got welfare for SpaceX, okay, where he's got enough money to just go ahead and fuck around with. But what he did with Tesla is, I feel like most of Tesla's stock value is like not real. You know what I mean? Like they've not sold a ton of cars. Right? I mean, they got profitable because of Gavin Newsom and the EV credits, okay, the electrical vehicle credits. But a lot of it is him making these crazy promises, and then the stock price keeps going up. But I feel like it's mostly based on just shady information. You know, I don't think the company really has the value. I mean, that's kind of the I think one of the problems of the American stock system is a lot of that is smoke and mirrors, right? I mean, dude, it is like significantly overinflated. I mean, you look at other stocks that are really big, right? Like look at Netflix, for example. Okay, Netflix stock is really big, but there's like hundreds of millions of subscribers that are paying a monthly fee on Netflix. So there is like this huge monthly income that is like aggregated into that company. Okay. And Tesla just doesn't have that. Like the stock keeps going up and up and up, but they are not the biggest automaker out there. You know what I'm saying? Dude, Sir Tony, let's go. Bothered you that Nikola Tesla's namesake being abused by Elon Musk? Nobody talks about how selfless the real Tesla was. Dude, yeah, I think a lot of people, like a lot of young people, don't even know that that Tesla is a fucking person. You know, they think it's a band and a fucking car, right? Oh, shit. Let's go. Yeah, no, Elon bought it and forced the owners out. But yeah, dude, Melania, she is up to some shit. Let's see if we can find any video about this, shall we? All right. Oh, shit. Dude, you think she's gonna come after Kyle Kalinske? It's not really, I'm surprised there's not really any news announcement about this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, don't you think that's a little interesting, right? That everyone, there's all this talk about like Melania. She's got HarperCollins issuing a retraction, but like, why aren't we seeing this on fucking ABC and CBS and shit? You know what I'm saying? And we got Michael Wolff here saying patently true. Okay, but Michael Wolff is not getting fucking pressured. Now, why is Michael Wolff not getting pressured? Does he have Trump secrets? Why is he not getting threatened? Right? You know what I mean? And I mean, a lot of other people are making these claims about Melania Trump and Epstein, and yet there's no major media coverage about this. They're not even covering, right? They're not even doing like heavy duty coverage of the retractions. Right? Isn't that weird? I find that a little weird. There's a little bit of coverage of the threats against Hunter Biden.
With Jeffrey Epstein's story back in...
Oh, we got too much music there. That's got copy strike written all over it, boss. So that's the only thing I'm really seeing getting coverage. And there's a little bit of fucking, yeah, that's wild, right? That nobody is covering this. Dude, how does somebody make a short that gets no views? How is that even possible, guys? Right? Dude, a piece of content that has no views. I almost want to be the first view, but I'm like, dude, if it has 0 views, I'm not watching it. How could it not get 1 view? Like YouTube didn't push it to anyone, right? All right, let's do a time filter and see what we got in the last week. All right, this week. So we have a couple of shorts that are conjecture. There's another video with 0 views. Dude, there's a lot of, I think some of these are AI created fucking things. USA News. That's not a USA News. Look at this, guys. Isn't this weird? Right? Is there a link to the Midas Touch book? Isn't this weird that there's a whole bunch of like news sites that are all posting videos about this with 0 views? That's fucking crazy, bro. That's it. No mention. There's a little bit about the strike, a strike of workers. Huh. I don't know. I find that fucking fascinating. Did Midas touch this? It's this. Let's see.
Melania Trump's very suspicious past is surfacing right now as she seems to be out there performing propaganda for Vladimir Putin. I think. Oh
no, that's about Putin and the Ukrainian kids and the whole like, dude, why the fuck is the first lady of the United States talking about having a back channel with fucking Vladimir Putin, right? Dude, what the fuck is that, bro? Dude, look at that picture. That AI picture of the kid is freaking me out, dude. Dude, look at that, dude. I can't even look. That shit is freaking me out. All right. So this is a developing story, dude. Because I know that all of these fucking, like a month ago, 2 months ago, right after that book came out, it was all a big deal. Daily Beast.
Michael, is this?
So, I mean, we saw this. What do we got? Yeah, no, they're not covering it yet either. We looked at that one yesterday, right? So, interesting. Think nobody actually gives a shit about Melania because she won't go to jail? Yeah, I mean, I get that. But I think, though, I think the reason people are intrigued by this is because everybody's trying to get to the bottom of why they're hiding this, why they're hiding the Epstein files. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a active suppression from the entire right wing of the US government right now to cover this shit up, and everybody is chomping at the bit to find out why. You know? And we know Trump is all over it, but like, we don't know how he is, okay? Because they're literally like, think about what's going on right now, okay? In the last month, we have had multiple hearings where the director of the FBI, the attorney general have denied and avoided questions and lashed out with personal attacks, just answering the simplest questions about some of the more lurid details related to this case, okay? And they are still like, you know, I don't know, they're going out of their way to like not convene the Congress. Like Mike Johnson adjourned the Congress early, and you know, the Senate has convened to like push through a bunch of Trump nominations, okay, using the nuclear option. Dude, Shay, release the files. Let's go, Shay. Let's do it. Oh! You know what I mean? And so I find that pretty wild that now the shutdown is there. 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗪 is waiting to be sworn in, and she's not getting sworn in. Mike Johnson, dude, today, Mike Johnson, or was it yesterday? Like, let's look at this fucking thing, dude. Mike Johnson is talking about, he's doing TV interviews, okay? Where they're asking him about 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗪, okay? That's old. Dude, let's find it. Where is it here? He was just asked the other day, dude.
On the Epstein files. There she is there speaking. Why won't you swear her in?
Yeah. I mean, again, they're becoming experts at distraction and red herrings. This has absolutely nothing to do about Epstein. This is a scheduling matter. As soon as the Democrats vote to reopen the government, we will get back to the regular order and session of Congress, and that'll be, I'm sure, among our first orders of business is to administer the oath to the newly elected representative. This is just a matter of the schedule. In a pro forma session, no one's there in the chamber. It's literally sometimes 3 or 4 people. You have a clerk and whomever is serving as the interim speaker. They bang the gavel in, they say the pledge, and they bang the gavel out. That's it. It's just...
See, if there were 2 Republican House representatives awaiting swearing in, they'd have the session, guys. We all know this, right? Oh, it's a scheduling thing. Dude, they're getting paid. The Congress people get paid during a fucking shutdown. They can fucking convene at any moment. The Senate was convening all week, dude, right? He's so smarmy.
Just to keep Congress functioning. It's a tradition of the institution. But we'll do it right and do it in the right way as soon as everybody gets back here.
I understand, and that makes perfect sense until we look back and see that there have been Republicans sworn in during pro forma sessions. So why should it be different for a Democrat?
The great question. There was a unique exception made when the 2 Florida representatives were sworn in earlier this year after winning a special election. And the only reason we did that is because it was previously noticed for that date, and they flew all their families and friends in for the ceremony. So because they were here and the session got canceled, we just went ahead and did it because their families were here. That's the main purpose of it. But
So you're saying if 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗪 flies all her family in for a session, you're going to do it? You see that, though? Dude, I think there are bodies connected to the Epstein thing. Lots of bodies and photos of bodies, dead bodies, trafficking children and dead children and women. You're probably not wrong, Tony. Right? Oh! Dude, you see this bullshit, though? What is this BS? Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, they flew in their families. So as long as their families were here, we're like, you know what? We're going to make a special exception for the Republicans who bring their families.
Flies in her family, would you guys do it?
All of us, she'll get the full bells and whistles.
You see this?
It hasn't
understand
been
how this
scheduled
looks,
because
right?
we don't schedule things for whistles. And did it because their families were here. That's the main purpose of it. But,
so if she flies in her family, would you guys do it?
All of us, she'll get the full bells and whistles. It hasn't been scheduled because we don't schedule things for pro forma. No, but they're trying to make an issue out of nothing. I've looked forward to welcoming her. She's congratulated for having won her father's seat. He served a long time. She'll have a great career. But, you know, again, these are distractions. We have to get the government open so that we can get all these regular processes working again. That's all this is.
Dude, he is so smarmy, right? He is so smarmy, dude. Like, what a fucking merchant of smart.
Representative 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗪, who won a special election last week in Arizona, she's yet to be sworn in. I know you're not in session, but you've sworn in Republicans out of session. Why not her? Does it have anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, the House is not on the floor doing business this week, but we will do it immediately early next week as soon as everyone returns to town. We have to have everybody here.
Representative Grijalva,
look at that. Dude, when was this? This was October 4th. But, dude, he said we'll do it immediately next week when everyone returns to town. Right? Oh, shit, bro. Plenary authority. Dude, let's fucking go, boss. Right? Swampy, slimy. Let's go. Oh, shit. There he is. Look at that. Oh, there it is. Dude, he is so smarmy, dude. How is he so fucking smarmy?
Why won't you swear her in?
Yeah. I mean, again.
Yeah. Dude, he is such a smarmer. Something's going down, boss. Oh, there it is. That's a good one. Dude, what is with this? Dude, these AI photos are pretty funny. Look at this. Like, where's that foot coming from, bro? Oh, Lord. Dude. I mean, dude, chat, is this real? I don't know. It feels kind of real, doesn't it? Oh, that's funny. Dude, JT, let's go. You're back, boss. Appreciate you. All right. Dude, we're going to cover one more item and then we're dancing. All right. We got a dance party coming up. Right? Because we fucking made the goal. So we are definitely dancing. And dude, the other thing I want to look at, I've been trying to look at this all week, but it kept getting bumped because it's not like super important. But I'm intrigued about the fire that's being fanned by Candace Owens. Okay? I am. Because there's obviously a lot of MAGA infighting that's happening right now. Like, I don't know if you saw the MTG thing. This, I guess, is still on the Epstein tip, right? But did you see this? Look at this clip. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene, guys. Now, again, I want to be very clear. I do not trust Marjorie Taylor Greene. I am not partnering with MTG. I find her still to be despicable and you know, like not trustworthy, not believable, okay? And I have no interest in like caucusing with her or considering her an ally. However, this is like the same thing I have with Candace Owens. I don't believe Candace Owens. I don't trust her. I find her despicable. I find her like somebody who's not even closely an ally, but I want to like amplify their voices in order to fracture the MAGA contingent. Okay? Like I feel like giving MTG a boost so her voice gets out there and elevating her message is going to help fracture MAGA. Like I want her to keep talking and keep defecting and keep challenging Trump and Epstein and all that shit to fracture MAGA. And the same with Candace. Okay, I want to like expose Candace's crazy conspiracy theories and elevate them because I know that she's got a big following and I know that a whole bunch of like, you know, MAGA people are going to hear that shit and be like, they're going to feed into it. So the more we can cause a rift, right? The more subterfuge we can sort of create and generate inside their movement, I think the better, right? I think all of it. But look at this clip from MTG.
I've been here in Washington all week, and I've been at my office. I've been in the Capitol. There's two things I couldn't find this week. I couldn't find anywhere the Epstein files, and I also couldn't find the Republican plan to fix the absolutely destroyed health insurance industry that got wiped out in 2015 with Obamacare. Yeah. Like, those are the two things I can't find. And when Republicans, and I'm criticizing also Congress big time, I'm really grateful to a lot of the things the president is doing, but I'm really upset with the direction Congress is going.
Oh, you see that though? She's real careful there. She won't throw Trump under the bus.
But when we are not doing anything to address the cost of living, we aren't doing anything about Blackstone buying up houses where most young people can't find a house and they're having to compete in bidding wars.
Right.
And we're not doing anything.
Dude, I can't believe she actually said it right. Because most people, when they talk about buying houses, they say BlackRock, but BlackRock isn't buying the houses. All right. BlackRock and Vanguard buy stocks and pension funds and all that. But Blackstone is the one buying the houses. She was actually correct. That freaks me out a little bit, dude. You know what I mean? That's weirding me out a little bit that she actually knows it's Blackstone. Like, all right.
About health insurance premiums. Then for the love of God, what are we doing?
Right. But anyway, dude, so that's helpful. Okay. You know what I'm saying? For her, you're right. I mean, you're right, Banshee. She's looking out for political future. Of course she is. I mean, guys, let's be honest. We know what Marjorie Taylor Greene is up to. Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene is up to the same shit that Nancy Mace is up to the same shit that Marsha Blackburn is up to. Okay. She wants to be a senator. And I think she wants to be a governor or something down the line. Okay. Right now, she's a fringe woman who wins the election, every fucking thing in a tiny House district that is like outrageously MAGA. So she can be crazy, unhinged, and she's guaranteed a win. Okay. But there's no fucking way she would win a Senate seat. Like, no way, dude. But now, you notice she's trying to be like less crazy. Oh, let me talk about healthcare. Let me address the price of living. Like, my God, now I'm starting to sound rational. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And I think what Joe says there is accurate. I think the Epstein thing, guys, I think the Epstein thing is an actual issue that a lot of fucking people value, guys. I mean, I saw this bit. Where is it? Sorry, we're still on Epstein. We're going to get to Candace in a minute. But I saw this bit. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I know the word unified was in it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Yeah, look at this. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Look at these numbers, guys. This is fucking insane because I have not seen numbers like this since, like, I don't know. I feel like it was the 90s the last time I saw numbers like that. Look at the numbers for releasing all the Epstein files. 90% of Democrats, 86% of independents, 83% of Republicans, 82% of MAGA Republicans. That's fucking crazy, bro. That is like, this is like Trump's worst fucking nightmare. This was back in July. Now, a lot of chaos has come out since then. Okay, we're focused on ICE. We're focused on the National Guard. There's this, that, and the other. There's a Qatari military base. But this is one of those things where everybody wants to see this shit. Everybody just wants to know. You know what I'm saying? It is like uniform. And so when you think about this, like, this is crazy, because here's the thing about this is realistically, the Democrats, the independents, the Republicans, the MAGA Republicans, we don't have any power. Okay? We can't force this thing. But as long as we talk about it on the news, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, the audience for it is not going away. Okay? That's what's big about this, guys. This audience is not going away. This is not a like 30%. This is, you know how they love to have their like 80-20 issues? You know how they talk about their 80-20 when it comes to transgender issues or whatever? They like the 80-20. This is like 90-10, bro. This is not going away. And no matter what, the shutdown's not going to last forever, okay? Or, right? It's not. I mean, it would fucking destroy their electoral chances. The Republicans would get so cooked, okay? They keep thinking they're not getting cooked, but they are getting cooked, bro. Dude, the price of beef just hit an all-time high. And you know how they like their beef, guys, right? Think about that. Remember Trump saying, oh, they want to get rid of cows. They want to get rid of meat. Well, guess what? MAGA and the Republicans' favorite thing, okay, meat is more expensive than it has ever been, bro. Their favorite food is like through the roof, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, MAGA's in hell right now, dude. Right? Beef skyrocketed. Sorry, MAGA. Oh, Trumpy. Oh, where's my beef? Dude. Oh, shit. Dude, they're in hell, bro. You do not eat beef at least 3 times a week, you are gay. Dude, that's true, huh? That's what they think. Oh, man. Yeah, dude, this is big, bro. This is the death rattle for Donald Trump. But man, I'm just saying, guys, the more I look at this Epstein shit, the more it feels like, I don't know, like 75% of like Republicans' existence is just about making the Epstein fucking stuff like disappear, right? It feels like they only have 2 main goals, which is hiding everything related to Epstein, and, you know, right? That's goal number 1, and goal number 2 is obsessing about fucking transgender existence. Right? That's it. They have 2 things. We got to make sure the Epstein files are hidden, and like what's in your pants, right? What's in the kids' pants is it. They don't just want to hide it. They are in it. Yeah. I mean, dude, I don't know, dude, something's going on. Okay. Something is going on where like I've never seen an issue that has this much popular support. And yet the entire government is like doing everything it can to sort of hedge this. Right? He's hoping to have a crazy thing happen in the Middle East. Maybe. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter though. Like, that's just it. This doesn't, like, when I see this, it doesn't matter. He could distract for fucking years and it doesn't matter because this is not going away, dude. Something like this is not going away. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, dude, let's go look at Candace, because somebody said about Candace Owens' lives, like, dude, her shit is going ape, bro. All right? Her shit is going ape, dude. She is like, so she's not really making videos per se, right? Look, she hasn't made a video in a month, Okay. She used to make videos, like little 40-minute distillations from her, whatever, her podcast. And she would make, little 40, 50-minute cuts, like cut a podcast in half, take one subject or whatever, and have somebody on. But all she's doing now is lives. Okay. And every single live is about Epstein. Or, is about Charlie Kirk. Every single live. Now, this we got to look at, okay? Because I think this is really important. Look at this title, guys. TPUSA responds, yes, the text messages are real. Dude, now, granted, so far, this is just sort of like stewing in the Hindustan Times level of whatever, gossip rags. But there's some shit going down right now. And 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗀, we love it, dude. Join the Discord, okay? And put information about No Kings, boss, in the Discord. We have a protest section in the Discord. You can go in there and do it, all right? But so, yeah, dude, all of these videos, guys, look at this shit. Let me just show you with Candace Owens, all right? If we go back 6 months ago, all right, she may get 1 million views, 800,000, 900,000. Occasionally she get a big one. She's talking about Justin Bieber, but they were all roughly 1 million views was kind of standard. She has 5 million subs. So it's 20% of her sub total, which is pretty good. That's impressive. But once she started talking about Charlie Kirk, watch what happens. She goes into Epstein and they go up to 2 million. Okay. Then Charlie Kirk dies. Where does Kirk die? Look at that. To my friend Charlie Kirk, 6 million. 6.7. Are they lying about Charlie Kirk? 8.9 million, guys. Oh, shit. 9 million, bro. That's 4.5 times her usual, 8 times her usual viewership, 4.5 times her big viewership. 5.7, 4.4, 3, 4.7. They've petered out a little bit. They're down to 3 million, but she's still pulling almost 3 million with every one of these. So you see every single one is now a Charlie Kirk one. Okay. So now what texts? So the texts were, we're going to see, we're going to watch some of this. So the text messages were, she made a claim that Charlie Kirk had texted her saying that he lost a big Israel donor and he was pretty flustered about Israel, and he was pretty worried about losing donors, and there was some financial hardship at TPUSA. And she put this shit out there and everyone was like, ooh, Candace, conspiracy. And then the TPUSA people responded to it. They actually responded and were like, well, okay, the text messages she showed were real. Okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, nobody believed her. And then they admitted that the texts were real, which was kind of a huge mistake on their part, because it essentially then let everybody know that, maybe what Candace is saying is true. It totally legitimized it. And I think they had to admit, though, that they were real because they were worried it was going to come out and they were going to get caught. They couldn't deny it. And then it gets verified by another source because it would ruin all their credibility. But let me just tell you guys, this is not normal, guys. There is something going on. I don't fucking know what is going on. I don't know if it's a conspiracy about his death, but there is something about this organization. This organization was shady before. Okay, I've been making videos about TPUSA for the last couple of months because there was they have had a history of financial improprieties, accusations of it being a money laundering organization. They've, dark money founders of dark money orgs funneling money into this. There's been a lot of accusations of like Charlie Kirk pulling money out of this, right? You know what I mean? And then there's the rapes, okay? They've had a huge problem, TPUSA has, with sexual assaults from their employees, and their employees covering it up, and there being a culture of like rape culture. Because the thing about this, guys, I don't know if you remember a week ago, we looked at a girl who used to work for Charlie Kirk, and she pointed out that she was a young college student, really religious, wanted to change the world, and they reel those people in. They reel these little like biblical college girls into the fold to like come and save the world, rally with us, a sense of community. And then the men prey on the women because like most of the evangelical Christian men are just predators. The entire evangelical system is predatory. They marry really young teenage girls. They lock them up with fucking having babies and shit. I mean, the whole thing is pretty gnarly. It's like, it's not healthy. So anyway, they've had a lot of trouble with like covering up rapes. And now the thing is, now, ever since Charlie is gone, okay, Erika Kirk, she was like at the wall in Jerusalem. Now, ever since Charlie Kirk is gone, their TPUSA is like, you know, the hub of Israel, which is really fucking bizarre. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's watch.
All right, you guys, happy Tuesday. I got to tell you something. Twitter, or X, it hasn't really been that fun in a really long time. I think Elon Musk clearly gave it away to the military, and we now have to suffer these military bot farms calling for war with Iran. But last night, the platform was exceptional. It was amazing. The tears that were being shed all over the place. I mean, I really picked out the best responses to me dropping the text messages. It was hilarious. Anyway, Turning Point USA has responded to the release of the messages, so we are going to watch that. Spoiler alert, they were real, of course. And on top of that, Turning Point USA donor has published a public letter regarding me, and I was truly touched by it, and I think you will be too, so I want to share that. Welcome back to Candace.
Dude, truly touched by it. Oh, I'm truly touched. Dude, they're all so scoundrelly, right? These people are scoundrels. And again, though, guys, like, we're going to use this to light them on fire, okay? That's what this shit is. This shit is like lighter fluid for the MAGA movement, guys. We have the power to light this shit on fire and to expose them.
My little sister called me this morning and she was like, Candace, your podcast right now is like the show Succession on HBO. You guys know this show, which is about how all of the heirs.
Dude, the fuck is she talking about, dude? That's a stretch, bro.
Supposed to be kind of fashioned after Rupert Murdoch's throne. Jesus. All the siblings are fighting one another to see who will it be? Who will it be that gets this empire? That really made me chuckle. I think that should be our new show intro.
Oh, yeah. Dude, look at that gum line, bro. Oh my God, dude. Jesus Christ, dude. Look at that fucking gum line. What the fuck, bro? Dude, he got dental work done, didn't he? Dude, yeah, the master race. Dude, I don't think so, bro. Dude, we got to look at him. He got dental work, didn't he, dude? Right? I think he did, bro. I think he fucking took his millions and he got a new grill, dude. Maybe not. No wonder he didn't smile, bro. Jesus, dude. Dude, his fucking, homie's retainer was like a funnel, bro. Jesus, dude. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but this is not the master race, dude. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ, boss. I can't even look at that. That shit just hurts to look at. Oh, fuck, dude. All right. Dude, it's cold, huh? I'm making fun of a dead guy. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm only making fun of him because he was a racist piece of shit, okay? You know what I'm saying? You know? That's just it. If you are a racist, misogynist, transphobic piece of shit, no mercy from this guy, okay? I will show you no mercy because I am a sword for all of those people that you're attacking. And yes, he was vile. Vile is a great word, dude. And we're not going to let the world moderate this bitch either. Dude, we got a montage.
Yes. Who will succeed Charlie Kirk? Who shall inherit the Turning Point throne?
Yeah, see, that's a real issue, guys. Who shall inherit the Turning Point throne?
Kirk. Who shall inherit the Turning Point throne? You know what, you guys? The best part of all of this for me is, unlike those ill-begotten heirs on the show, I have a 0% interest in Charlie's empire. I am not motivated by the idea of carrying on his torch. Not for a single moment did I think any person could carry on his torch. If you thought you could, you clearly did not know Charlie Kirk. Charlie was, in fact, an anomaly in the system. It happens rarely. And I don't know that I will live to see another person like him.
Yeah, see, here's the deal. You ready for this? So, I fucking can't stand Charlie Kirk, okay? And he's a truly vile fucking degenerate, okay? He was, okay? But I will say this. He had some quality about him that, spoke, okay? He had some type of fucking charisma that he would go out there into the college, into those white frat dudes, and they would get electrified by him. Okay? He did. It's absolutely why he was able to go out there and be such a fucking dirtbag, and yet it connected. Okay? He just had he had a sense he could pick out the victims that were going to respond to his message. Okay? He did. He was he had a magnetism in that way that I was repulsed by it, but fucking chode men, right, that were susceptible to those types of predators, the kind of guys like Andrew Tate has the same thing, where a certain type of vulnerable male sees Andrew Tate and they're just taken by him. They're just oh my God, they start worshiping them. Donald Trump has that magnetism. Andrew Tate has it. It's a certain type of fucking insecure, shut off, chody type male that sees them and it just resonates, okay? Yeah, daddy to the incel. And dude, Charlie Kirk had that, okay? He did. He had that. That's why the thing blew up, okay? It didn't blow up because of Donald Trump. It blew up because Charlie Kirk was doing the perfect thing for his incel self to become a rock star to these loser guys. The same way that Tate did, the same way that any of those sort of machismo, whacked out guys did. Okay? You know what I mean? But there is nobody in the TPUSA world, nobody that is going to fucking kindle that. Okay, Tyler Boyer or Andrew Colvett. No, Erika Kirk is a weirdo, dude. She seems like a pagan witch or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you have these other guys that they're calling grifters, like Holly Handjob, right? Brylan, Holly Handjob, dude. Gomer fucking Pyle. Dude, he ain't doing anything. Nobody's going to respond to that kid, which is why their shit is crashed out. Okay? They're going to live in this honeymoon period while they monetize Charlie and like they're tweeting on Charlie's account and they're fucking doing shows next to the empty chair. But like, you're not going to have any longevity with that. Okay. That's going to die out real fucking quick. Do you apologize to the pagan witches? That's probably a slight to the pagan witches. I'm sorry. I do apologize to the pagan witches, but you know what I mean? Like Erika Kirk has some weird, like you see her like hand signal at the fucking funeral. She's got some real occult weirdo shit going on, right? And so these guys are like, they're not going to be able to carry that fucking torch, guys. Like, that's why I think we have to go all in on this. And we have to fucking infect this shit and burn this shit to the ground, dude. Like, burn it to the ground. Now, I think what's going to happen is I think as the honeymoon period wears off, there's going to be a fight inside for power. There's going to be a scrambling for power inside that organization that's eventually going to fracture it and cause it like enormous harm. But they're probably going to have like a year of like riding out the fucking Charlie wave. Now, you know, there is once a year on George Floyd's birthday, everyone's going to talk about Charlie, and then half of the people are going to talk about George Floyd, and every year they're going to try and get us fired and all this shit. But, you know, it's just, dude, what he had is definitely gone. The shooting was a message to millennials who want to lead politically. Millennials are a threat because we have the ability to pivot and grow rhetorically, and it's a threat. What do you mean the shooting was a message? Was like telling people to beware of their politics? See, I think, guys, the reality, can you find me a clip to that Turning Point Vivek racism? I feel like we should watch that. I think the reality, guys, is that I think that the shooting's going to sort of reduce the boldness, okay? Because, you know, we were going through this period where every person out there was like, I'm going to be a Trump influencer. I'm going to be like a junior Trump. And after Charlie got shot, I feel like some people are like, maybe I don't want to be like a Trump influencer if it means I'm going to take a bullet. You know what I'm saying? You know, there it is. All right, perfect. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people are like, you know, maybe I won't be an influencer, right? They're just like, yeah, I mean, maybe I'll just go back to being like a brooding Republican, right? Because taking a bullet doesn't sound like the fucking, right? Doesn't sound like the way to go. All right, let's watch this.
I want you guys to know something. I want to share this with you. You can take it or you can leave it, but Charlie was betrayed. I know this. I've known this really since the first second, but I rarely have vivid dreams. And I did, in fact, have a very vivid one over the weekend. In fact,
dude, is she going to use her vivid dream to like support that Charlie was betrayed?
Last time that I had a super vivid dream, I was pregnant. Tends to happen a lot to women when they're pregnant. But in that dream from 2023, my former producer of the show and I were standing in the control room, and she told me that she was 26 weeks pregnant. This is in the dream. And she told me exactly what month the baby was coming. I asked her in the dream, is it a boy? Is it a girl? And she said, it's a boy. I woke up and I immediately texted my producer in real life and I said, hey, you're pregnant, just so you know, it's a boy. And then she found out that she was pregnant 1 week later. She had no idea when I texted her. And it's something that we reflected on a couple of months later because she was just totally shocked looking back on it. And this is our text chain.
Oh my God, Candace is like, now she's proving to us that she has dreams and they're real.
From You Can See 2023. She said, you texted me June 16th. And I think I got pregnant June 26th. This is crazy. And it's going to be a boy. It's nuts. I said, I'm telling you, your baby visited me. It was an insanely vivid dream. He was on his way. And she said, that is so bizarre. My mom also texted me that week saying that she had a dream I was pregnant. I said, I haven't had a dream that vivid since. It's been my only vivid dream this entire pregnancy. I believe people can communicate in dreams on their way in and on their way out of this world. I similarly, like I just said.
Dude, now guys, there is some weird shit with dreams, okay? Right? There is some weird shit with dreams where like I'm trying to remember what happened. So you know what it was? Is I had a roommate, okay? Check this out. I'm not going down the Candace rabbit hole, but I also have to acknowledge this, okay? That I don't know what went on with that, and I wouldn't use like my dream thing to support like any notions in the real world. But I will say this. When I was 20 years old, I lived in Hollywood. I had a roommate, okay? This guy named Jeff. He was a friend of mine from high school. We lived right behind the Laugh Factory on Sunset and Laurel, okay? My friend Jeff, he had a red truck, a red Toyota truck. Okay, he was a manager at a Wilson Suede and Leather. I worked at UCLA Extension in the marketing department. I drove a scooter. Okay, Jeff had this recurring dream. He was really stressed out about it. He kept having a recurring dream that he was getting into an accident in his truck. And he was like totally stressed out for like weeks. And he would tell me about this dream. And I was always in the dream. Okay, he would have the dream of driving with our friend Dean, and he wouldn't get in an accident, but every time he was in the car and I was in the car with him, he fucking got in an accident, and he was so stressed out. And I don't know, man, it was a couple of months after he had that dream, I got hit on my moped. I got in an accident. I got hit on Sunset in front of Chin Chin in Sunset Plaza, and I fucking shattered my fucking collarbone. I have this crazy fucking collarbone still. Okay, I got hit by a fucking car and wrecked my moped. But he had a dream, a recurring dream, that every time he was getting in an accident, and he was like driving careful, he wasn't speeding. Dude, isn't that crazy? Yeah, it was a Honda Elite 80. Is what it was. Like a lot of us rode mopeds back in the 80s. Isn't that wild? So there is like some weird energy shit that happens in dreams. Okay? You know what I'm saying? There is some weird shit like that. But like, dude, the thing that's weird though is I would never like tell that story and then tell you about, well, hey man, I had this dream about Charlie Kirk. Dude, Sam said I had a recurring dream about Erika Eleniak. Yeah, dude, Baywatch. I think a lot of us did, boss. Let's go. Isn't that funny, though? Because the thing, though, that's crazy is having dreams. There is energy like that sometimes happens in dreams where people, like, pick up on future energy or past energy. I mean, if you sort of look into, right? If you look into like fucking quantum physics and what have you, and there are some theories about the universe, guys, that time isn't linear. Okay? Right? And you're like, what do you mean by that? So there are some theories in the scientific world that actually make a lot of sense, that time isn't linear, that time is like constant, which means that like the past and the present are still happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the past and the future are also here with the now. You know what I mean? And which is why, you know, you can have a dream and sometimes take in shit from the future, that it's like it's simultaneous. The future and the past and the present are all happening simultaneously, right? And I mean, we're not going to get into it, but I think that's what has a lot to do with the dreaming, is we seem to think of everything as like linear. But if you've done any work around manifesting, you know that like the future is, it's not controllable, but the future is manipulatable. And if you've done healing work, you know that the past is manipulatable too, right? There really is. But again, I think it's weird because I think there's a lot of people out there that know that there is like some element of future and past communication coming through dreams. But the fact that she's dropping this as a means to say she had a dream about Charlie Kirk, that's now going to be the basis, right? You know what I'm saying? That's now going to be the basis of her Charlie Kirk was betrayed is pretty wild, guys. Like she's like next leveling this shit.
I had a vivid dream this weekend, and Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed.
Dude, Charlie came, told me he was betrayed, dude. And because I had had a dream about my fucking coworker's pregnancy a couple of years ago, that means it was really Charlie. Dude, look at her face, bro. Dude, Charlie told her that she has a yeast infection. Oh, shit. Dude.
And so for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that. And
yeah, I don't.
It was the immediate sense I got, actually. And I don't know who exactly it is that betrayed him, but I also felt in the dream that it is soon going to be revealed, that it's actually inevitable that it is going to be revealed, that there is nothing and no one that is going to stop the truth from coming out, and it is going to have international consequences.
Dude, that's a fucking bold statement, guys. See, here's the thing that's really interesting about this. You ready? Check this out. And think about this, guys, on the implications of the MAGA movement. She is scary, right? She's scary. Like, I mean, she's like any evangelical Christian, though, guys, where what happens inside her head or inside her, I believe this to be true, she's going to project it out to the whole world. You know what I'm saying? But here's what I like about this, guys, okay? Because I shared the thing about Jeff having that dream, but that doesn't mean if I have a dream tomorrow, I'm going to come and use that dream as like the basis of fact. But dude, remember that Epstein thing we looked at? Remember the 90% thing and how I said, wow, that shit's not going away? Let me just tell you this. Candace Owens and this Charlie Kirk conspiracy shit, this ain't going away, boss. She is not going to like she is going to fucking latch onto this, and she is all in on this. And like, so like TPUSA and Erika Kirk and MAGA and like whatever, all of the Charlie Kirk followers, they all are going to have to contend with her for like forever from here on out, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think she's ever going to let this go. Like, she is literally just going to fucking come. Like, I had another dream about Charlie. And so the thing, though, that's weird about this is there is something about it that's fucked up. I don't believe that Charlie, like, returned from the grave or anything. But the fact of the matter is there is something about TPUSA that was problematic before Charlie died. The rapes, the money, the subterfuge, like Charlie having his own sort of thing and yet protecting Trump. And there was a lot of shady shit going on with that. And now that he's dead, they're like tweeting from his account, and Erika's like this weird witch, and nobody's asking for the autopsy. Nobody's like, why did a 𝗙𝗪𝗏 go into his neck? Oh, he had like Jesus bones? Like, what the fuck is going on? Something about this shit doesn't add up. They just paved over the fucking space. I never even saw like a forensics team at work in Utah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been around for a lot of crimes. Like OJ's crime, there were weeks of reporters outside Nicole Simpson's house with police tape and coroners and police investigators going in and out. And there were autopsy reports, and there was like pundits talking about this. Charlie Kirk, there was like TPUSA people grabbing the cameras. They put up some tape. The cop touched the microphone. Then they paved over the shit. There was none of that. There was no, right? And it's like, but they're hailing it like a goddamn like political crime of the century. But there was no fucking, like, no investigatory, like, shit going on. Dude, with O.J. Simpson's wife, like, bro, they had cops and fucking coroners and examiners going in and out of that apartment for weeks, dude. You know what I mean? This was like nothing. They dismantled the tent, and 2 days later, they fucking paved over the shit. That's weird. Guys, that's fucking weird, man. That is just weird shit. And now everybody's like holding these Charlie posters. There's some weird fucking shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Something is going on, dude. So she's gonna be, you know what I mean? She's gonna be a thorn, dude. Like she is Erika Kirk's worst nightmare right here.
Take that to the bank. Quote me on that. Women tend to have a stronger intuition about people, I would say. I think it was the writer, producer Conrad Flynn that recently went on to Tucker Carlson's show, and he discussed that.
Dude, he flips and he's like, you know, who is yours?
I don't want to hear the fucking Tucker shit.
Say, especially between a husband and a wife.
Just get us to the TPUSA.
He died. In fact, he almost people to make a fake message that this cannot be real. They were accusing, deluding.
Oh, here we go.
But self-control always pays off. There were moments on X where people were, after this text message was revealed, almost like bargaining, like, please, this can't be real. Let me show you. They're making fake messages themselves. This is how easy it is to make a fake message that this cannot be real. They were accusing, deluding themselves into believing whatever was necessary for them not to accept the reality that I was telling the truth. Of course, I was telling the truth. Here's just a few of my favorites.
All right, so first off, somebody in chat said, whoa, Candace, that sounds woke. Guys, you have to remember, Candace Owens is woke, okay? She is. She was woke. She was a leftist political blogger, okay? She sued for racial discrimination, okay? She was woke. And then what ended up happening is she did political blogging as a leftist, and it just didn't go anywhere. And so then she started making right-wing blogs, and she took off, okay? But underneath all this, I actually think she's like, you know, I think she's like a person who plays a right-wing character for money. You know what I mean? I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like a leftist and, you know, I grew up in a righty environment but I just couldn't be a right-wing guy. I don't know how they do it, but she was a leftist. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, Benny was a leftist. Dude, I think Charlie Kirk was not as far right, and they get into the right wing, and then they just get like more and more extreme as it becomes, I think it becomes an audience capture thing, right? I mean, it's one of the dangers of the online world is when you get an audience, you start playing to the audience, you know, and then that becomes your identity. Right. And then maybe you start like believing it and shit. But, you know, I just think the thing that's really hard about the ecosystem is this. OK, you ready? Let me just tell you. So the right wing, there's a thing that's unique to the right wing. OK, because if you're a right winger and you come to the left wing, everybody on the left is like, you finally woke up, you fucking dumbass. Like, I'm glad you finally woke up, right? But if you go from the left wing to the right wing, they're like, oh my God, you are special. Like, you, come here, tell us why you left the left wing, right? It's very different. They do the whole, like, I was formerly a Democrat. And if you are formerly a Democrat, they like rally around you and are like, yes, we're so good that the Democrats are converting, because converting is like this huge goal of theirs. So there's a impetus for somebody to say, I was a Democrat, right? A lot of times people who weren't even Democrats will say they were Democrats because it gets them a whole bunch of attention. There's like a whole subculture of right-wingers that were like, I used to be a Democrat and now I fucking learned the truth. And they are like, ooh, we love you. You're revered. And so there's, you know, people that make that jump for money. There's other shit too. There's a type of attention. I think certain types of personalities are drawn to that, you know?
This is Village Crazy Lady, who I love, Mel, who was responding to an absurdity that was being presented by Ashton Forbes. Mel said, these losers are down so bad right now that they are literally using their own attack lines for defense. Ashton Forbes wrote, he's been absolutely maniacal. First off, Candace has no credibility. Second, there's a bunch of Telegram group chat scams that claim to be real people. I was briefly in touch with one Elon Musk. Oh, really? You were in touch with Elon Musk on Telegram? Third, if you discount the text messages between Tyler Robinson and his trans furry lover, you cannot take these at face value. Lastly, even if the text messages were real, they mean literally nothing related to Charlie's death. I find it scary how Candace is building a literal cult. Soon, they'll be drinking Kool-Aid in sync with, I don't even know if that says 31 Atlas, to be sent to heaven. I think that might be a cult, actually. That's how I'm not in a cult at all, so much I don't even recognize was probably a very big cult's name. And I love that Mel replies and says, bro, if I got scammed in a Telegram group chat by Elon Musk, quote unquote, I'd take that ish to my grave. Britta, you can see she's also...
Dude, like, get
replying,
to the TPUSA,
he was replying to
boss.
Britta, no suit
Jesus.
for Knowles, if you want to bring that right back up. She wrote, and by the way, she used to work for Seth Dillon, so this is the usual chatter, a group of people. She wrote, is Candace posting fake group chat screenshots to conveniently back up her narrative that Charlie was dropping the pro-Israel cause and inviting Candace to the TPUS stage? I'm just asking questions. All fair, we allow questions. We even allow diagnoses. We're chill. We're on the side of truth. We are so chill. Laura Loomer.
Dude, she is so, like... Is it just me or like, dude, Candace she's kind of creepy. Isn't she creepy? I get a little creeped out when I fucking watch her. I get a little like Stepford wife kind of vibe where like if I was dating her, I would sleep with one eye open. Be like, where's Candace? Where are all the knives in the fucking, right? I think I would put some type of lock on the fucking kitchen knives or some shit. Dude, yeah, misery vibes. Like, dude, there's no sledgehammers and or wood blocks anywhere in the fucking, right? Like separate bedrooms. I'd have a little lock on my door. You know, there's something about her that just creeps me out a little, dude.
Who is legally just, not allowed to own a gun because she's a literal lunatic, had the nerve to post this about me when somebody called her out. Morgan Ariel said, Laura Loomer hasn't made a single post about Candace Owens reporting on Charlie Kirk's group messages. We all know she's the first to run her mouth. And she wrote, because I don't give an F about Candace Owens and her postpartum psychotic rants. Even if those texts are real, it still does not mean that Israel killed Charlie Kirk. I never said that. Candace Owens makes content for low IQ people who don't understand how criminal investigations work. It's going to be hilarious when she is sued by TPUSA in addition to Macron's wife. Yes! Bankrupt her for telling the truth! Do it!
See, what's good about this, though, guys, is like MAGA is fighting. Okay? MAGA is fighting, right? Candace is fighting Laura Loomer, is fighting fucking the TPUSA people, is fighting Erika Kirk, and then everyone inside TPUSA is having to deal with all the chaos that Candace is creating, which is creating an internal pressure that's going to make them all fight each other because now they're like under a high pressure of all these conspiracy things because Candace's reach Like, Candace has a bigger reach than TPUSA does, guys. She does, right? So now there's a pressure cooker. I guarantee you, inside TPUSA right now, there are many different groups having many different meetings trying to figure out like how they're going to deal with Candace. Like, I wonder how many meetings they had before they decided to admit the messages were staying real, right? You know what I mean? Like, the messages were real. Like, they, believe me, dude, they are fucking panicking, boss. They are, because we don't even know how deep this runs, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna crack, dude. I want to fracture that organization. I do. I have like a goal, dude. I want to burn TPUSA to the ground, and I want to put Benny Johnson's grooming business out of business. Those are like two goals that if I could accomplish, like burning TPUSA to the ground and just leaving it a dismantled heap by the side of the road, and then fucking putting a fucking stick of dynamite into Benny Johnson's fucking grooming operation. I think those are like realistic goals that I want to participate in, because I don't like that fucking using religion as a backdoor to sell negative philosophy to children. That shit is like, man, that shit is fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shit is fucked up, dude. That is some cult level, like, you know, and they accuse like teachers who are friendly to gay kids, right? They accuse the left wing of the very fucking shit that they're doing. Okay, that they're doing, and they're doing it not even to help the kids. They're doing it exclusively to collect political power for fucking billionaires, man. You know what I mean? It's like the kids are all getting fucked over, bro. And that's not all right with me, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not all right with me.
Do it, bankrupt her. Yeah. When you are down bad, just like Mel says, when they're really down bad, when nothing is left, you just sue.
All right.
Anyways, back to
Dude, can we get
how
to
unhinged
TPUSA?
Just chatter was on X, generally speaking. I laughed out loud. Everybody uses the term blitzkrieg. Even and the NFL football team say blitzkrieg. Yes, it relates back to Germany. It's a bombardment strategy, so that's why we use it when you're going to bombard. And so I called it Blitzkrieg Week, because we're just dropping.
Dude, it's blitzkrieg, not blitzkrieg. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude, she's a weirdo, boss.
A bunch of bombs, and Britta Noss, I don't know what, Megan Kelly, exceptional. They left the terminology blitz for grasping at straws weeks, and then censor the other names. So just grasping at straws. Just grab. Then Jordan was fine leaking his.
Here we go. The quartering.
There's the real Nick Fuentes. The quartering jumped in. He says, Tiffany about Israel. Jewish donor stopped giving him millions of Kirk, who's dead. Charlie Kirk said 4 weeks, and then put up by taking a stab at Charlie Kirk, who's dead. Charlie Kirk said he had no choice to leave the pro-Israel cause because a Jewish donor stopped giving him millions of dollars. What a coincidence. He had his great epiphany about Israel after they stopped paying him to shill. Speaking of paying people to shill, it's why I didn't take 1 minute, or 1 sentence rather, of him trying to eulogize Charlie Kirk seriously, because that right there is the real Nick Fuentes. The quartering jumped in. He says, a serious question. Let's assume the texts are real and that Charlie was 100% serious and not just being sarcastic, which is totally possible. What exactly does this prove? Think before you reply. What does it prove other than someone close to him was fine leaking his text?
Dude, look at that, though, dude. The quartering. He's like, the real crime here is somebody leaked text. Dude, the quartering would fucking like, he would like sell his mother out for a fucking PBR, bro. He is such a fucking piece of shit. That guy is the biggest incel, clickbait, desperate, drama mining piece of shit. Dude, he is like Keemstar's asshole. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like the lowest grade human being on the planet. But he's like, oh, somebody leaked Charlie's text. Like, how dare they? Dude, he is like Ian Miles Chong, dude. He is literally the fucking, like, such a fucking dirtbag. See, I don't think he's even their Destiny, because Destiny's at least a solid debater and got a fucking brain, okay? Destiny has a brain. He's a degenerate, right? And, you know, it's coming to look like he's a sex pred too, but he's not an idiot. But dude, Jeremy from the Quartering, like that guy's a fucking moron. That guy's like Asmongold, right? Without the allure, dude. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you know what I'm saying? And that's like saying he's like the incel version of Asmongold, dude, where he's just brain dead, dude. Oh, that's funny.
That's been their new talking point. How dare you leak text messages? And finally, this is just funny, so we're going to show you this. Community notes for the win. The Misfit Patriot writes, I will give Candace every single shekel Israel has paid me for my posts if she can prove those text messages are real.
Oh, fuck.
Update, says Community Notes. Andrew 𝗏𝗏 confirmed the screen grab was real.
Oh, fuck, dude. Dude, this guy got lit up, bro. Dude, oh, shit.
Of course it was real. What I mean, I would have to be the dumbest person ever. First off, I'm not even inclined towards tech, but also would have to be an absolute idiot, a moron, to try to figure out how to manufacture text messages for the purpose of releasing them to then probably get sued by every person that was not in the chat. Like, I'm just like, hey, Josh Hammer received this message. That'd be so dumb. But like I said, these people were desperate for it not to be real because they've been lying so hard about everything. They've just been lying, and they have some egg on their face now. And reality hit them pretty quickly this morning when Andrew 𝗏𝗏, Turning Point's spokesperson, confirmed that the messages were in fact real. He did this on the Charlie Kirk show. And actually,
dude, on the fact that they're still having the Charlie Kirk show when there's no Charlie Kirk is so crass, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so low grade. Like, how do these followers buy into this? You know what I mean? Like, even if you, like, I can't imagine who the fuck loves Charlie Kirk, right? But if I love Charlie Kirk and he was dead and a bunch of assholes that weren't him were doing the show next to his empty chair every day, I would be fucking pissed, bro. You know what I'm saying? That would be like Nirvana playing as Nirvana without Kurt Cobain. It's like, are you fucking shitting me? The minute Kurt died, there was no fucking Nirvana, okay? If they just grabbed some singer and went back on the road as Nirvana, dude, I would be done with them. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's so fucking weird. How, like, who are these people that, like, they weren't even fans of Charlie Kirk? If they're literally, I'm not talking about the people that are monetizing it. I mean, I know that those people are shit, right? And they're just hitting the cash register, right? Like Erika and the other TPUSA guys. It's a money grab and a power grab and whatever. But I'm talking about the people who were supposedly Charlie Kirk fans. These people who were really like fans of Charlie that supposedly believed in Charlie shit, right? Which was like, oh, freedom of speech. But then the TPUSA people are all trying to cancel everybody for their speech. They're trying to roll freedom of speech. They're like, they're not behaving like Charlie Kirk at all, supposedly, even though, no, he was a racist, misogynist piece of shit. But the very fans of Charlie who say they believe in what he stood for, everything he stands for is getting rolled by these clowns, and they're standing there getting rolled while holding pictures of Charlie Kirk. That's fucking weird, guys. That I don't even understand how that happens. Is it like, is it all just a giant religious cult? Does Charlie Kirk have nothing to do with this? Is it just a fucking, are people who believe in Jesus evangelically, are they just mentally fucking ill and they'll buy into anything you sell them? like, here's a fucking human piece of shit, but it's Jesus, eat the shit and Jesus will bless you. And they're just like, let's fucking go. You know? I mean, something is very, very wrong with this fucking equation.
I don't think it's dramatic to state that this may be the first respectable measure taken by Turning Point USA executives since the passing of Charlie Kirk, like the first respectable response. And yeah, I thought that was, I will compliment that. Just the action of Andrew 𝗏𝗏 addressing it head on instantly was good. So let's hear Andrew 𝗏𝗏 in his own words.
All right, here we go.
But I want to take the start of this show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic. And I want to go into it because I actually am really excited that the truth is out there. I first want to say the reason I didn't share that.
I'm really excited the truth is out there. No, you're not, boss.
Screen grab publicly is because it was a private exchange, and I felt like it didn't necessarily comport with things that were already public. I wanted to not betray my friends' trust in that way. But I did share it with some people in government because it happened really quick. It was, it took 33 hours for authorities to get their suspect. And in those first moments, we wanted no stone unturned. We wanted to leave nothing unturned. So I shared it with a few people. Don't know where it went from there, apparently. But here we are. So one of the reasons, Blake, that I'm glad to have this now public.
Dude, look at these guys, though. Look at this. Look at what is left in Charlie Kirk's wake. Dude, who the fuck is this guy, bro? Dude, what is this guy? This guy is like the chairman of the future serial killers of America. Clever what, dude? Oh my God, bro. I want to get this guy a restraining order just after fucking looking at him, dude. I don't want this guy coming within like 200 yards of me, bro. Dude. Like, bro, dude, and look at them. They're doing the Charlie Kirk show still. Like, dude, no one's gonna tune into this, bro. Look at this guy, dude. Like, what the fuck are we watching, boss? Dude, they would do better to just put the camera on Charlie's chair and not talk. You know what I'm saying? It would be more effective. Bro, oh my God, dude. It's hard to look at. Dude, Jesus.
It was not mine to share publicly, but one of the criticisms we've received is that we don't care, we're not investigating every lead, we're not looking under every stone, and that somehow we're just like, sweeping things under the rug. And when I say that we want justice for Charlie more than anybody else, I really mean it, and no stone unturned. I mean, I don't know if you want to chime in on that part alone, but I have more to say.
Yeah, so it has been so frustrating to have people blow up about this. Yeah. And I've certainly stated publicly, the reason I haven't weighed in on things is I am an eyewitness to events, and they've said, don't comment on things because anything you say can mess that up. I don't want to mess up any trial for the person who did this.
That's 1,000%.
Oh, yeah. Dude, they're like, I don't want to mess up the trial. I've got a picture of dude, they have a picture of Clarence Thomas on the wall. Dude, this guy's a rapist, bro. Dude, Anita Hill. Hello, this guy's a fucking sexual abuser. The fuck is wrong with these guys? Dude, Charlie Kirk and his crew, like, what a bunch of fucking losers, dude. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Right. And I will say I wasn't an eyewitness. I was not there. I flew to Utah immediately to be with the family and the team, but I was not an eyewitness. So there's that. But I am aware that in my role as spokesman for Turning Point USA, which is another hat I wear, that things I say, I'm cognizant of the fact that things I say could negatively impact an ongoing investigation. All right. But I will weigh in specifically on this issue of Israel because I know there's a lot of fascination. And I just want to say that, we have to let free speech be our North Star here. Okay. Charlie was adamantly free speech. And I am not personally going to impugn anybody's character who is asking questions and looking for answers. All right. And I will say that that text chain is consistent with public frustrations that he voiced many times. And I know, Blake, you were in the trenches on a lot of this stuff because we were workshopping how we were going to do the tour and what he's going to get asked about Israel, what was he going to say. And this is consistent with things that he told his friends, people that are, in the wider movement about his wrestle that he was going. And so I just want to say, like, what is the truth about the way Charlie felt about Israel? Well, it's complicated and it's nuanced, and it was a wrestle that was going on for months. And it's probably somewhere between the BB letter and the text.
So what do we think? Okay, obviously, you can tell he's anxious. You can tell he's nervous speaking about this. I am sure it was positively frantic at Turning Point USA yesterday. I am sure he had very little sleep. And like I say, never the fun thing to be the spokesperson and also to be involved in the story. I can tell you right off the bat, he is telling the truth. He was not the person who shared that message with me. He also should know that he was not the only person who sent that message and sent messages around. So there are a lot circulating.
See, that's just it. Like they're on the run now, guys. They are on the fucking run. Dude, I can't even imagine what it's like inside that organization now. Like, now is the time. That's why I think, guys, now is the time to fucking blow this shit up, bro. You know what I mean? Religious people are, there's a real problem with religious people. They are susceptible to being taken advantage of, okay? Because they are taught to fucking, right? They are taught to obey the ultimate authority regardless. And they are also, taught that unbelievable things can be believable. So, right? Like, for example, when Candace Owens says, Charlie came to me in a dream and told me he was betrayed, there's a lot of religious people that'll hear that and they will take that as gospel, right? They will, because they believe that, like, Charlie's trying to send a message or whatever. They're real susceptible. Yeah, they don't need to have proof, right? I mean, this was how Charlie operated. Okay, Charlie was a bad guy. He was a racist, misogynist, transphobic, power-mongering, money-grubbing fucking guy. Self-absorbed and with a fucking, with an agenda always. And he went out and he looked for vulnerable people, and then he saw there's a cross on their neck. And he said, man, I'm with you. Right? I'm a voice of Jesus. And I know that like people won't look like they treat you differently because you got that cross on, man. But I'm Jesus too. I'm one of the good guys. I'm talking for Jesus. And then he dumped all kinds of toxic shit, right? But he used the whole I'm a Jesus good guy kind of thing. And this shit is so manipulative and they're so susceptible to it, man.
Some videos that are circulating, and that's he's being honest about that portion. I personally, as someone who knows Andrew Kovach, I want to express how I feel. I hold it against him, actually, that he didn't share it with me. He knew. I cried on the phone with Andrew. He knew how I was feeling, and then I went under a very, well, you could say a blitzkrieg, right? A heavy bombardment from people who he knows hated Charlie, who tried to stop Charlie, people who had no issues showing up to his memorial. I mean, really gross stuff, who were attacking me. And he could have at least provided some cover. Now, I'm not saying that I need help, but sometimes it's nice to offer somebody a lifeboat when they're being attacked for telling the truth, right?
Oh, shit. Dude, I think this is an important detail because Andrew comes out to acknowledge the text and she's like, well, I hold it against Andrew Kovach, which is another way of saying you're not on my good side, Andrew Kovach, just because you acknowledged I was right. she is gunning for them, boss. Oh, fuck, bro. This is going to get interesting. I feel like this is some high level popcorn fucking, political drama playing out. I remember, a couple months ago or whatever, I made a video when Emily Saves America and Morgan Ariel and fucking, what's her name? Fucking Pearly things. They were all fighting, right? About like TPUSA events and shit. And like, I feel like this is going to be some high level MAGA cracking shit going on here. That like, I'm going to find a way to exploit this shit, guys.
So I do want to say that. Also, I'm glad that Andrew responded correctly, because I was going to say this when Blake's like, well, the investigation's ongoing. That text message has nothing to do with an investigation whatsoever. It has to do with the broader question of people feeling that Charlie's legacy is intentionally being hijacked by Israel. I never stated that Israel killed Charlie. Anybody that's been watching this investigative series, we've come up, there hasn't even been an Israeli name that's popped up in this investigation. There's only been one Jewish person, I think, that's popped up thus far in this investigation, which is George Zinn, decoy boy. So they're just saying that. I just wanted to say that he was under a tremendous amount of pressure. Now, regarding the other things that are circulating that have not been publicized yet, and people should know that there is an underground movement of truth tellers in this moment. Okay, there's an underground movement of knights all around the world, from mom sleuths to government employees, like he said, to personal assistants, to Turning Point USA donors, who are working together to bring justice to Charlie, because we don't like the way this feels. We just don't like the way it feels. The vibes are off. I will respect, even though obviously that statement was prepared, I will respect the fact that Andrew says what Charlie would have said. And for the first time, I feel that's been expressed, that we have to let free speech be our North Star. And I'm not so sure that some of the people that are donating to Turning Point USA believe that. In fact, I'm certain some of them don't believe that. Obviously, we wouldn't have that text message if they all believed that.
Dude, no one in the fucking right wing believes in free fucking speech. Are you shitting me? No one does. None of them do. They want their speech to be free and protected, right? Say whatever they want. And then everything they don't like, they want excised. That's the entire, like, fucking basis of their shit, bro. Dude. Oh, shit. Dude, they're fucked. I think MAGA is fucked. This is kind of like, now I see why Benny Johnson is spending so much time being like, oh my God, it's so perfect. We're going to win New Jersey. We're going to win fucking California. Like, the whole America is flipping red. Dude, they're so fucked, bro. About making AI living vessels. Oh, Jesus. Dude, yeah, there's the Stepford wife shit again.
And that is what I think has been so frustrating, is that it seems as though the executives would rather, and I'm now referring to Tyler Boyer, impugn the character of the people who are doing exactly what Charlie Kirk would have done. So please, Andrew, make sure that Tyler Boyer and Alex Clark get the internal memo about free speech.
Oh, dude, shots fired. Dude, like, those guys. So Tyler Boyer is the guy who was actively involved in covering up the rape by a TPUSA employee. Okay? Tyler is. Okay? So he's the grapey cover-up guy. Okay? Colvett is like this spokesman guy that used to not really be a voice. And Alex Clark is the girl. She's the one who took like photo shoots and was doing magazine spreads at the shooting location. And like, oh, it's like my time to be in the sun. Dude, they're all fucking brawling. Okay? Right? Candace was struggling with who to point the finger at between Israel and TPUSA. Then she sent a screen grab intended to push her towards Israel. Shady. Dude, yeah. Dude, Candace is shady. Dude, TPUSA is shady. Dude, I don't believe any of them. Dude, Rob Rodick, let's go. Oh, dude, I don't believe any of them. Dude, I think Candace is as scoundrelly as the rest of them, but I just want to exploit this. I just want to make some videos about this and put this out in the world and like fumigate MAGA with their own shit. Because now's the time, guys. This is a good rift, right? I mean, they're all sitting there saying, oh my God, we're going to be so much bigger. We're so much crazier now that Charlie's gone. Like, this has really helped our movement. Look at how we're taking over. But dude, I think they're crumbling, bro. And let's just put some fucking dynamite in there and just fucking, you know, blow the shit out of this shit. Let's just fucking make it go away. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because they're all scrambling. There's a huge fucking power struggle going on. And somebody mentioned Benny Johnson. It's pretty obvious that Benny Johnson is like the point man now. Okay? Benny Johnson is like the heir apparent, right? He's like, you know, the center of like Kristi Noem. He's, anytime there's like some shit going on at the government, Benny Johnson's got a suit on. He's hanging out with Pam Bondi. I mean, he's the chief groomer, okay? Because make no mistake, guys, just so you realize, okay? Just so you realize, guys, if you want to process why Trump is making memes with sombreros and mustaches and all this anti-trans shit, you look at this shit and you think, why is Trump doing this? Why is everything from DHS some weird meme and some weird like camera content creation? I will tell you why, guys. Comes down to Larry Ellison buying TikTok. Okay? It's what I've watched Benny Johnson and Charlie Kirk do for the last, I don't know, 5 years. Okay? They are targeting 10-year-old boys. Okay? That is what this is about. This entire thing, Benny Johnson, Charlie Kirk, the memes, all of this shit, the Donald Trump sombrero videos, they are making content for 8 to 10-year-old boys, and they are trying to establish Trumpism and the Republican Party as the cool guys. Okay? The party that speaks to the memeing incel gamer dudes that no women will touch. Okay? This is a play for fucking 8 to 10-year-old boys. Normally, specifically white boys that normally don't vote. Okay? And they realize that young women are gone. Okay? Young women are going to college. They're becoming CEOs. They're fucking radicalized by truth and fucking empowerment. They're not getting women back. Okay? Women are getting educated. They're getting empowered. Okay? Young men, a lot of them are fading into the woodwork. Okay? They're in Discord chats. They're in gamer headsets. And they're fucking lonely and separate and ostracized. A lot of their dads of my generation didn't heal. They didn't go to therapy. These guys are fucked, man. They got no, like, nothing solid. And, you know, they're not graduating at high levels. They're not getting out in the workforce at high levels, right? They're fucking fading into the woodwork. And they're easy targets, and they normally don't vote. And so the right wing are trying to ply them with religion and hate, which is fueling on fucking like a false sense of power, right? And then they want to get them voting, okay? Because those guys vote, but they're not really politically involved, right? They're going to vote and go right back to their fucking headsets, man. They're going to vote and they're not going to be out there getting politically involved. They're going to go right back to their headsets and yelling about how the immigrants and the gay people and the trans people are causing them all their misery. Dude, it's fucked up, bro. It is a fucked up strategy. And like now Benny is like hey guys, hey woke, oh, let me put Kamala Harris's head on a fucking Minecraft character and tell you how women are fucking up your life, right? Dude, it's fucking creepy shit, bro. I want to fucking blast that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yes, dude, absolutely, dude. Smash JT, Grums, Asmongold, right? You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. All those guys. The Jeremy from the Quartering and Benny Johnson, though, is like one of the point men. He's like the new Charlie Kirk, man. I don't know. It's really weird, dude. It's really weird because Charlie Kirk like kind of got Trump elected with his college tours and radicalizing the white male voters and shit. You know, he did a lot of damage by going to fraternities and going to the rape culture people and selling them on this rapist. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole, like, you don't need consent. That subliminal messaging really speaks to those white fraternity guys, right? Charlie Kirk got him elected. But like, I think ultimately though, Charlie Kirk had his own political aspirations and they don't want that, you know, but now Benny Johnson is like the new guy. Dude, consent is very important. And I mean, to me, guys, this rape culture shit hits me on a personal level because it's like, it's one thing with the rape culture and the culture of holding women down, which religion does. You're just a rib. You are there to just support your man. But it goes beyond that, guys, because fascism is rape culture, okay? It's like Portland. I'm sending you the National Guard, whether you like it or not. No, we don't want the National Guard. Yes, you're getting the National Guard. It's like fascism and rape culture are like one and the same, dude. I mean, women have been living under fascism like for thousands of fucking years, you know, and now we're just getting a taste of it, you know, but like it's the same fucking thing, guys. It's this idea of like it doesn't matter what you want and it doesn't matter that you don't consent. We're taking control of you anyway. We're taking power over you anyway, you know? And that's really fucking crazy. Dude, Tony, fuck off, boss. Quit jabbering. Like, eat a dick. I'm here to jabber. Bye-bye. Take off. And I mean, I'm done playing this video anyway. I'm going to go make some fucking videos. But fuck you, Tony. Dude, that's harsh. But, dude, don't tell me to quit jabbering. People come here for me to jabber, you dumb fuck. Right? I am the entertainment. You fucking clown. Dude, let's go. Dude, let's go, baby. Probes for everyone. Oh, shit. All right. Dude, all right. Dude, what is this? How long is this video? All right, let's see what we got here. 13 minutes. Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens on the Holly Handjob show. Dude, we'll watch this tomorrow. Dude, we're going to do a little bit of Candace Owens, but dude, it's 2:30. I'm like way over time. I got to go make some videos, baby. Dude, let's go. Dude, I got to admit, guys, I kind of like banning troublesome people that are all fucking like shitty. Dude, yeah, I know, dude. Why does he think 600 people aren't sitting here at 4 a.m. to watch fucking Candace Owens? Dude, everybody hates Candace Owens. Dude, she's a fucking weirdo. Dude, there are people though, guys. Think about this. The Vivek, oh yeah. Let's do the Vivek clip. Where's the Vivek clip? I think it's this one. All right. Oh yeah. We got to do the Vivek clip. Okay. This one's good because this will tie into my video. We're going to end with Vivek. Dude, can I just say this? Okay. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate you. Can I just say that Vivek, one of my favorite things about Vivek is like watching him get kicked around by the racists. Like, he's a con man and he's a scumbag and he will they can kick him around all day and he will still like show up in their corner because he's willing to do whatever it takes to be their lackey. Okay, so he won't go anywhere. He's rich. He doesn't need any integrity because he's already looted people on that Alzheimer's drug. So he will literally bend over and take it like till the end of time, bro. Unquestionably. So he's like a perfect match for them. Okay. Now, what I love about Vivek, though, is remember when he was like running for president? You know what I'm saying? And he started a TikTok. And literally, in the beginning of his TikTok, every comment would be like, I'm edging to this. Vivek, I edge to this. I edge to you, Vivek. And it was like, dude, he would post TikToks all day long, and there would be like 10,000 comments of people saying, I edge to this. I edge to you, Vivek. I edge to you. Dude, it was just so funny, right? It was like so funny, bro. And like, I don't even know if that was real. Was that real? Were real people doing that? Like, dude, it's just so funny. Dude, look at this. Jesus Christ is God, and there is no other God. Now, the irony of this, you ready? This is crazy because I don't know where this little 2-minute clip is going to go, but like, look at this statement because it says Jesus Christ is God and there is no other God. But can I just show you before we watch this fucking Charlie shit? Before we watch this Vivek clip, can I just show you like, can I just show you this fucking, like, look at this, dude. Watch this. Let me show you the fucking videos. Look at this. Look at this. Dude, like, okay, like, who's your God, people? You know what I'm saying? I mean, right? They're all holding images of Charlie. I mean, you heard them, how it was like dying out. I think they're being like lured to say this shit. But like, dude, it's just fucking weird. Xerox is their God. Dude, their God is an image on a fucking piece of paper, right? And a white freedom t-shirt. Like, this is serious fucking cult vibes. All right. All right, here we go. You ready? Let's see Charlie Kirk's fucking Turning Point disciples.
Jesus Christ is God, and there is no other God. He is part of the Holy Trinity, and any other God is a demon, and it's false. How can you represent the constituents of Ohio who are 64% Christian if you are not a part of that faith? If you are an Indian, a Hindu, coming from a different culture, different religion than those who founded this country, those who grew this country, built this country, made this country the beautiful thing that it is today.
Dude, this guy built this country, made it the beautiful thing that it is today. Hey, homie, you ever heard of a thing called the slaves? You fucking white power, fucking crew cut, fucking weirdo Christian programmed dumbass piece of shit. Like, you fucking podunk motherfucker from fucking some fucking trailer in Arkansas. You don't realize that if those enslaved people didn't work for 200 years, this fucking country wouldn't be shit. You fucking clown, bro. Like, my God, they have such a distorted idea of right. Oh, yeah, Ohio. I'm sorry. Ohio, Arkansas. Same shit, right? But you know what I mean? They have such a distorted, like, they think these Calvinist Christians came here and like rubbed some sticks together and all of a sudden money fell out of the sky, right? This fucking weird Christianity shit. But dude, this kid is like a future school shooter, bro.
Coming from a different culture, different religion than those who founded this country, those who grew this country, built this country, made this country the beautiful thing that it is today. What are you conserving? You are bringing change. I'll be 100% honest with you. Christianity is the one truth.
Christian voices should be the main voice of America, and I want to know basically why you...
Dude, who let her out of the bunker? Listen to her voice. It's like quavering, bro. Oh, I gotta go back to the bunker after this.
One truth.
Christian voices should be the main voice of America, and I want to know basically why you seem to be, and I don't mean to be horribly offensive, but why you seem to be masquerading as a Christian.
Familiar with the Ten Commandments?
You call yourself a Hindu, but you also call yourself Christian.
I don't call myself Christian. I call myself a Hindu. I'm not running to be pastor of Ohio. I'm running to be governor of Ohio, and I didn't run to be pastor of America. I ran to be president of the United States of America. What's your faith?
I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus.
Great. Do you believe in the Holy Trinity? The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit?
I think a lot of people here do. So
good. And that doesn't make you a polytheist, does it?
Probably not, no.
Great. And so in my faith, I believe there's one true God. He resides in all of us, and he appears in different forms, but it's one true God. So I'm an ethical monotheist. That's the way I would describe my faith. Do you think it's inappropriate for someone who's a Hindu to be, say, a U.S. president?
No, I think it's... No, well...
You be honest.
Isn't Hinduism...
Because you're an Indian.
I can ask yourself that Hinduism believes in Shiva and, what is it, the flute God?
Right, Krishna, who's you're thinking of.
Yeah, Krishna. But isn't Charlie Kirk's organization founded on Christian values as well? And isn't the United States of America also, based on what Protestantism is, based on how those values are? Wouldn't that contradict what your beliefs are?
Like I said, I'm not here to justify my faith to you any more than you are to me, but what I do share is the value set this country was founded on. And I think that it's really important that we not reinvent the founding of this country and what it was actually all about.
So, dude, I watch this and I think wow, bro, what the fuck, right? What the fuck is going on in our country, bro? You know what I mean? If you wonder how we got a rapist as the president and how we got a Gestapo police force filled with Proud Boys, harassing people in the street. That's it, guys. Okay? That there is a mental illness in America called Christianity that is leading people astray, bro. They would literally vote for a neutron bomb to be dropped on their own fucking house if they thought it was for the glory of God. Okay, right? You know what I'm saying? When you're that programmed where they're convinced that there's a you know what I'm saying? America was founded by these followers of Jesus. Dude, the crazy shit is Jesus, okay? I don't believe he was the son of God. He clearly did exist and was somebody who was a rabble rouser with the Roman Empire. But dude, the motherfucker was an Arab, okay? If Jesus showed up today and went into a room full of American evangelical Christians, they would call him a fucking terrorist, guys. They would think he was Zohran Mamdani, okay? They would be convinced he was really going to implement Sharia law. You know what I mean? You know? There's no fucking way, dude. These people are so grossly off the fucking hill, boss. They are crazy. All right. On that note, though, you ready? We dance. We fucking dance, bro. I went way over time, dude. Dude, this is crazy, dude. All right. It happens, though. I start streaming. I just can't stop. Right? Can't stop, won't stop. Yo. But dude, the last thing I want to say on the fucking Candace Owens tip, though, that is, for me, is a little weird, guys. Isn't it a little weird? I mean, is it just me? But don't you guys find it a little weird that Charlie Kirk was in this group text lamenting like losing a multi-million-dollar donor from Israel over, you know, Tucker Carlson, and Charlie Kirk having this issue with the pro-Israel lobby. Then he's dead. And then the next thing you know, like all of TPUSA becomes this like super Zionist sort of thing. Like, that's weird to me, guys. You know, that doesn't mean that Israel killed Charlie Kirk, but it does mean that the minute Charlie Kirk disappeared, Israel came in and bought, at the very least, they bought his fucking, right? And Erika absolutely has deep ties to Israel, but they came in and just bought like TPUSA. And then Netanyahu's meeting with all these weird fucking youth influencers trying to like, you know, obviously like most of America's youth is like pro-Palestine and wants to stop funding Israel. And now Bibi, you know, who by the way made a significant amount of content saying, oh, by the way, I didn't kill Charlie Kirk, but I'm buying up all the American influencers that were next to Charlie Kirk. I didn't kill him, but, you know, they're all like, hey, everybody loves Israel now. Dude, that's weird, guys. Some fucking very fucking strange is going on. You know what I mean? Like, that's just weird shit. And then the fact that there's Epstein and Israel, like Ehud Barak and all these fucking Israel adjacent guys were in the Epstein world, and that's all getting covered up. And Qatar is fucking, right? MAGA's like celebrating a Qatari airbase. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? The America First people are like, yeah, have Qatar build a fucking an airbase in our red state. Dude, like, dude, something is wrong here, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel like I'm in a fucking, you know, in like a cheap Hollywood movie, boss. You know, not even a well-written script. All right? But now we dance, baby! Dude, no map. It's a Qatari air facility in Idaho, boss. It is like, they're building something in Idaho, right? It's here. It's in Idaho, dude. It's fucked up. Oh, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But right now, baby. Wait, I feel like I've been here before. I feel like it's a little deja vu. Oh, come on.
Been here before.
man.
Almost a bit holy. Notion that I will make it out somehow.
Dude, you gotta get that fucking energy up. Dude, I love a good dance, guys. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Oh, we drift to the edge, just like snow castles. Oh, we drift to the edge, just like snow castles. Oh, we drift to the edge, just like snow castles. Good night, guys. We drift to the edge. Oh, thank you. Sorry it was a little quiet, guys. Appreciate that. Just like snow castles. Oh, we drift to the edge. Oh, dude, like the video, join the Discord. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Good night.
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right.
I just want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder. wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they say. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant. You're radiant. Freedom.